straight to...
Hello. Feel like I could sing, do you know what I mean?
It'll pick it up.
Never close your
eyes.
But we went straight from Sid after we interviewed you before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that never appeared.
We lost it, yeah. We lost yours, Smouts, Phil and Josh from See It Clean.
Is this recording? I can't
we
tell what
have
I'm
started,
saying.
yeah.
Oh, we can
keep
crop
it casual now. And who else did we lose? We lost another one.
Good question.
That's a shame because you had a really good road trip as well.
Really good. Really
like
good.
it was a good thing on the
Lynchy.
Yeah, Michael
on the
Lynch,
build up to the Expo. That was a really, really good thing to do.
Out of all the ones we lost, you're the first one that we've managed to re-record with.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a series of events, isn't
Well,
it?
yeah.
I'd come down anyway, so I quite like doing this kind of stuff, right? And a lot of the suppliers, they just work 9 to 5, right? They'll do your deal, give you some stuff, support you in their own way, but don't really support the community or don't. My experience over the last 5 years is none of them want to do this type of thing.
No.
Right, so the other cleaners do it, and the other ones that have got social stuff will do it, but never any of the suppliers. They're never really interested in doing it. Whereas I've always tried to be community focused from the get-go and coming and doing this type of thing, perhaps not just this, even live Q&As or whatever it is, I've always found is really good for the community.
I think that's one of the reasons why you're one of the busier manmanufacturers, because
Yeah,
I know
totally.
Julia at GVS, she sort of dabbled in that sort of thing,
Bit,
and they got really popular really quickly.
I'd like you to say it's because we make really cool stuff.
Obviously, you have to do that. That's a given. But I think the interaction with the community, because you always do your bits on your Facebook page as well.
So, well, we could talk about social media if
Let's
you want.
do it. Let's crack on. We have got some questions, but we'll just throw them in as we need to.
So our social media at work, so the static posts and the static stuff you see, we don't do. So
When you say static, Darren, what do you mean?
I mean, like,
The
you know,
stuff
like
that you're not filming when you're not on film. Yeah, right.
So the pictures, the writings,
like the advertising stuff.
the reminders that we do, Klarna, all the advertising stuff, right?
Yeah.
We don't do that. We have a WhatsApp group with a media company. Nikita, she is brilliant, really cost effective. In fact, she's full. She's that cost effective. All of our lot, staff and everybody, drop it into the WhatsApp group with what they've done. They schedule it. They deal with it. It's done. So before April last year, I did the static stuff as well as Nikita, so we did it all together. By the time we'd done the Expo, I came out of the Expo and I was absolutely done with social media. So what nobody realised is I had a pause. I stopped doing it.
Why did you?
Trolls.
Just
So what happened
negative
was,
comments and stuff.
No, I can live with negative comments. I've been fat and ugly all my life. I'm used to negativity.
Not
Mate,
anymore, Darren.
Don't be silly, Darren.
But I'm used to negativity, so, and I can deal with that. Do you know, I'm quite quick-witted. I'm quite thick-skinned. What I can't deal with is there's, especially with the exterior cleaners. So this was quite new to me. Is I've spent this year we've been traded 20 years, right? 20 years, couple of months' time, 20-year anniversary. And I go to dealer conferences with all of the other dealers. We get drunk together. We have no beef, no aggro, no hassle. Business is business. We get drunk together. We all trade together. It's not a problem. All the other exterior cleaning companies that you know of, we all trade with each other. We don't talk about it necessarily, but we all trade with each other. We've got great relationships. But for some reason, because I don't say some reason, I think it's because this sector is very active on social media. They started to nearly, I'm not going to say invent stories, but create beef between the suppliers. And they'll be telling stories and making stuff up and just causing just behind the scenes aggro between people that we get on really well with. So I'm like, I'm just not going to do it. I go to work to earn a crust and try and have fun, right? And if you can do both, you succeeded in life.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you can make your wage and do it without being miserable, that's
it.
in my opinion,
Yeah,
that's the goal.
Yeah,
Right? That's
absolutely.
the pinnacle. So while we've been making stuff, I've been at the top of it. I really enjoy it. I don't like the run-of-the-mill stuff. I find it very boring. But when we've been making stuff and inventing.
Clean Marketing is the only dedicated window cleaning marketing agency in the UK. We work with window cleaning companies to help them build their round using Google and Facebook ads, along with providing ongoing support to help their marketing be successful every time. Over the past year, we've added over £1.5 million per year to our clients' rounds. We don't just run your ads, we create entire automated online booking systems that follow up and nurture your leads into becoming a customer, even whilst you're sleeping. We only work with one cleaner in each area, and spaces are filling up quickly across the UK, so claim your area before it's gone. Check our availability in your area and book a demo on our website at www.cleanmarketing.co.uk or call James on 01 225 234 456.
Things and finding problems, solutions to problems. Really enjoying that. I mean, really enjoying it. So I've come to work and life's been great for me. Then all of a sudden I've got these knobs, it's the politest way to describe it, causing all of this behind the scenes aggro in private WhatsApp groups and message groups and then messaging other suppliers. And then you'll release something and somebody will read something into it somewhere and go, that video is clearly a dig at this video 3 months ago from this supplier. Well, I haven't sat, and one of my rules with business is I don't look at what anybody else is doing. I tried that when I first set up. The first thing I did was the company I left, I mimicked everything they did for advertising and marketing. And do you know what that got me? Massive bill. Didn't gain me anything. I had an advert underneath every single one of their adverts and mimic what they did. Didn't gain me anything. So I made a decision 19 years ago not to look at what my competitors are doing, do my own thing. So if one of our social media posts had gone out and was of a similar ilk to somebody else's, it's either because they've seen it and done something afterwards, or it just happens to be we're in the same industry. It can be similar
there's not
stuff.
so much difference you can make, right?
Exactly that. In fact, I've had somebody try it this week. So we released a post about something and a video, and within minutes, one of the other suppliers has released a post. Very similar stuff. Ours went out first, ours went out second. Suddenly I get messages going, oh, such and such is copying you, man. And I'm like, I don't think so. It's definitely not from our part anyway. And I don't think the other people are. I think it's just coincidence that we're all talking about similar things because we're in the same job, but it's those people bringing the beef, and it was making me feel ill.
Is that something so over the last, say, 3 years, I think the social media side of the external cleaning industry has really grown. Do you think that's the reason?
Yeah, it can be really. So when I first started doing the socials with this sector, I found that there was a load of misinformation out there, which is why I got heavily involved in the community. At the time, there was some suppliers selling the wrong bits of kit for the wrong type of job. And I don't think it's because they didn't have the experience. I think they weren't being asked the right questions. So instead of somebody going, I want to go and do this, what should I buy? Somebody's gone, oh, for example, I want hot water, what can I have? And they've gone, well, this is available and this is this price. Didn't ask the questions. And there was a lot of misinformation. I think the misinformation is definitely less now. But what's happened is that it's become this battleground, nearly. There's the dick measuring. We've all had that. My van mount's bigger than your van mount. If you've got a mobile machine, it started with the 15s and people moved to the 21s. Now you'll notice it's the people with the V-twins mocking the people with the 21s. And yet, 3 years ago, a 21 was the pinnacle.
Yeah.
3 years before that, a 15 litre was all you needed. Right? And for many years, 15 litre was the place for external cleaning. Now I had the We Clean boys up yesterday, and we went out for
we had them on last week before. They said they were coming down.
Yeah. So they were in. We went out for a Starbucks with one of our local cleaners, and he Starbucks to me. It's like I had like corporate lunch.
Probably cost the same.
Business expense card. And the guy that we went with, he was using an example of the 15 litre boys when he was talking about pricing jobs. And that's quite toxic because
I think
actually
so,
a 15 litre machine will provide the same clean
There's
visually.
the same pressure, right? It's just the lower flow.
It's, after 15 litres, 150 bar, you're not getting a better clean.
I didn't think you did. I think 15's a...
Yeah.
Right.
It
You
just
just
takes
fine,
you on
yeah.
slightly longer.
That's
Yeah.
the difference, right? You're not getting a better clean. What you're getting is a faster clean, which is where you make your money. Because you can do 2 jobs in a day instead of 1.
More flow, more dough.
Exactly, right? That's a good say. That
You can have that one, Darren.
That should be on your T-shirt. More flow. That's what you should have this year. More flow, more dough.
I'll get that one on the to-do list.
Yeah, make sure this goes out after the Expo, so nobody nicks it.
Yeah. This will come out just before the Expo, and we'll get to that later on. But if you've got anything you want to, tell people, then we'll get it out before for you.
You know I don't like doing sales. I find it crass.
No, but I'm sure you've got something planned.
You might have,
for the
you'll have
Expo.
something, mate. I'm sure you
Do you know what I've got planned this year?
Go on.
I'm
Go on.
actually going to take stock this year of machines because we've been,
What, so people can walk away with them?
if they want. Yeah.
That's huge news, Darren.
But the difference is in previous years,
If you've been watching the podcast for a while now and you're serious about growing your business, you need to head over and join the Uncleanables Discord.
We've got 170 plus business owners inside, including multiple 6+ van operators, all sharing real advice, real numbers, and real experiences. No nonsense.
It's just $14.99 a month, which is less than 1 window clean per month. You'll get guidance, accountability, community exclusive events, and private discounts with popular brands throughout the year.
And by joining, you'll be supporting the Uncleanables Podcast, which ensures myself and Ryan can keep producing top quality content for you guys all year round. So if you want to join, head over to theuncleanables.co.uk/join. We'll see you inside.
we've been running at max production, and even this time of the year we've had like a waiting list. We've never caught up ever. Jeff is a legend. We changed our manufacturing process because we needed to look at a bigger picture. So it wasn't just, I was saying this earlier to somebody, it wasn't just a bespoke machine for, like 1 bespoke machine a week for somebody. This is now every day, a few things are leaving every day. You know
That's
what I mean?
incredible,
So-
mate.
So we had to change up.
You've really levelled up,
We had
really.
to completely
Because
change the game.
let's dive into that quickly, because I'm sure you'll know historically, PWS has been the company that struggles to get back to you because they're so busy.
Yeah.
So you've changed some bits now, and everything's flowing.
It's quite nice.
Quite nice.
Sweet.
Less craziness.
Do you wish you implemented that early on?
I couldn't.
So you had to get busy. You had to put that fire out when it started.
So
There
the
was no way
same
you could have
problems
seen
that
it.
you guys have.
Yeah.
You guys have loads of work coming. You need a second van. But you can't afford to buy a second van. So you have to do the extra work yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to muddle through the mess. You have to come through the other side of it. To get to where you need to be, you have to earn that funds to go out. Unless you're going to go out and borrow a load of money, but you don't know, we use the second van as an example because it's relatable, you don't know if a second van's sustainable. You just think a second van is good for the next 3 months. What do I do if I borrow the money?
And then work drops off.
Work drops off. So you find yourself working through this period where you're double stacked. I've been convinced that this bubble, the bubble that we're seeing, not the bubble of exterior cleaning,
Yeah.
is going to drop off and disappear. I've always been convinced that this little peak that we're going to get is going to disappear and we'll be back to our normal work. We'll just have a bit more service work and a bit bigger customer base. I didn't expect it to be sustained for this length of time.
How long do you reckon you've been in that
Mind frame.
peak now?
I think we're now entering year 3 of sustained peak.
Really?
So, for example, we've got, we would have done first week back in January if the weather wasn't terrible, 2 compacts that week, 2 of the big hots.
Yeah.
When has any of us sold that level of kit
Yeah, that's very true.
In the
in
first
January, in the first week of January, right? They would have been fitted, sold in December. So people committed in December. Who in the past for this sector? So what we get is we get other sectors. So when the cold weather comes in, agricultural and hauliers come on because everything's getting dirtier for them. So we get the other side of it. We get busy with. So we don't actually sit there like this waiting for the petrol machines to start. We're flat out with the electrically hot machines, the site fitted ones, the static machines. It never stops. But it's been The first year it came in and dropped off, normal. Second year was sustained all the way through. I mean, at one point we had a 22-week wait on one particular machine. We couldn't physically make them. And that's not because we did have the process in place. We just couldn't upscale the process because it was that line of machine, but we'd also got this machine and that machine and the other machine. And if I'd have grown, I could have had 10 or 15 guys at peak building and manufacturing. But that winter, it dropped down to a normal regular team again.
Yeah.
So there was no way I was going to scale up. So we did it the old-fashioned way. We cracked on. We also found, and we still find it a little bit difficult, inquiries down so many channels. I've yet to find the right piece of software to funnel Facebook and WhatsApp and email and somewhere to fill in your telephone inquiries all into one CRM without it being $1 million.
You tried to go high level?
I've tried a few things, but nothing that's worked across multiple users because I can find something that'll work just for me, but I can't share the license with other people. It makes it complicated. So we still find that a little bit difficult, but we've also changed all of our staff. The whole place is, I'm a familiar face, John's a familiar face, and Ron is, but everybody else has changed. Like we've completely changed it up. And they're better people.
Why did you have to change them up, if you don't mind me asking?
They just didn't fit with the new way that we were going to be.
That's a good way of putting it.
That's easier than saying they weren't pulling the weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
The business outgrew them almost.
Yeah, they were okay at our old pace. They couldn't up
I think it's very difficult when, as the business owner, you're like you make the change, you're on board. But for someone who's had that one channel of pace for however long, for them to go, we're doing it this way now, I think it's very, very difficult for them to get on board.
Well, I didn't want to do the petrol range. So to be absolutely clear, I did not want to get involved in this at all.
What, originally?
Yeah.
Why?
So
I thought you was fixing. You started off as a fixing.
No. Fixing, yes, but I mean building our own petrol range.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Right, so I didn't want to do it. I was not interested in doing it because traditionally, I'm going to get a load of people in the comments now calling me racist, right? It was very predominantly traveller based. And not all of them, but some of them are quite notorious for being time wasters. They'd come in, waste all your time, you tell them the price, and then they'd be trying to give you half as much money for cash and dicking you about, right? And they were absorbing all of our time, so we stopped doing petrols and just doing on very natural local people with petrol machines and whatnot. And the guy that worked at the time for us called Nathan, he was from a small engine plant background. So all he actually wanted to do was not the industrial hots that was our core business. All he wanted to do was take small engines apart and mess around with petrol jet washers. And we were doing a normal amount of repairs, a very small amount of sales with him. And he was going, we need to do our own. Let's do our own. I'm going, look, it's just the travellers that come in. We don't want to do it. It's a pain in the arse. Anybody can build a petrol machine. There's nothing specialist about building a petrol machine. The basics, the crux of it. You built your own, right? An engine's an engine, a gearbox is a gearbox, a pump's a pump. That part of it you can't change, which means that aspect of it is not particularly special, right? So I'm like, look, we're a specialist company. We need to do special stuff. If we don't do special stuff, the margins are rubbish. We can't afford to exist, right? It's simple business. Don't want to get involved. And then we had a spate of customers come in that wanted the petrol machines out the book that we brought in from somewhere else, but then wanted loads of changes making to them. Well, I really like that, but I want a return to tank and loader because they don't come with return to tanks. I really want that machine, but I want it with quick release fittings. You see where this is going, right? So we then spent a few months buying machines in and then adjusting them for customers. In the end, I went, right, I give in.
Let's do it. Yeah.
It'll be actually better for us to make them the way they need to be. And it started with pick what you want, we'll build you what you want. That's how it started. And we sourced the frames, we got it done. I needed to come up with a strong name. So, I was thinking like a big boys like the Beast or something like that, and a bit of help with Google, strong, manly names. Alpha came up top.
Yep.
There was nothing with it. The green, everybody goes, oh, why is it green and you're blue? Well, we've been making green machines for 19 of our 20 years, just nobody'd seen them because they were fitted in factories.
Yeah.
There were different types of machines, and they just had an aqua green sticker on it, because anything that we make or develop that's not got a brand from somebody else, we stick our aqua green brand on it, paint it green. And we used fluorescent green because Karcher was yellow, Nilfisk was blue, Earl was red, Warwick was orange, Gurney was dark green, Mac was grey. You keep going. The only one that was left was bright green out of all the big manufacturers. So there's no like, oh, it's special because of this, or it's got a meaning.
Just what was left.
We just took the colour that was left, right? We stuck our own name on, which is it's for our chemical brand, really. We stick that on our other stuff that needs a name. And then when we did the jet washes, I just wanted a strong name across the top of it. And that was the first. There was no real thought with it. That was the first name that came up in Google. Then I needed a logo. So this was before ChatGPT, or else it would have been loads faster, loads less aggro, because I just would have been, give me a name for my business. Boom, done. And I would have just picked the first one. And the logo, I hand drew the logo myself. We're like, right, we're going to do this. Right? So we built a few machines, and it really grew not because of what we did necessarily. We made good kit. We've always made good kit. But our customers called themselves the Green Army and started telling other people to come and join the Green Army. So we was not like the forefront of the push for the social media. We didn't even come up with this hashtag Green Army, which is, if we had have come up with it, the machines just would have been called Green Army pressure washers.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
How incredible, though.
I know, it's amazing.
Isn't it?
It's like they did it for us, and at the time, one of our competitors tried to mock us. It was really funny. Well, I don't consider them a competitor, but other people consider them a competitor. Tried to mock us, saying, you just keep writing hashtag Green Army after everything, because that's a great marketing strategy. And I sat there going, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for giving me the idea.
Thank you very much. I'll get the hats done every time we do a picture with our hat on. It's a nod to the person that told us it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Right? And that's really where it started from. There was never a great plan. It was never this is what we're going to do. The only thing we said from the start is we want to create a brand that we could distribute or sell separate to the business. Because the problem anybody doing the exterior clean will find, if they want to sell their business, other than selling their round, which they might be able to if it's a window cleaner round, for example, your exterior cleaning business isn't worth anything without you. Mm. It genuinely isn't. It's worth the value of the kit. It is absolutely no difference to my service centre. My service centre is worth nothing to any of the manufacturers without me being in it. However, a really good brand that doesn't require a person that sells itself is worth a lot of money to anybody that's, you decide, you know what, I want to sell jet washes, let's buy the brand because it's ready to go. Or one of the bigger companies like a Karcher or Nilfisk go, we've not got our foothold. This is, guys, Karcher or Nilfisk, it's for sale. If you're watching. If they decide, look, we haven't got a foothold in the petrol market, we want a foothold, I stand a chance of selling that because I'm not getting any younger.
Would you exit it? Would you sell it?
I have. I've at some point, my girls are not going to come into the business. I'm not going to wind down. We've got like £1 million worth of stock. I'm not going to slowly wind that down over years to try and draw a bit more out. Yeah. It's a pointless thing. So I need to look at my exit strategy. I'm 46, 10, 15 years. So 10 years' time, I need a firm exit strategy. So I want somebody to come along.
Have you got a plan?
Yeah. Build a brand, sell it, take a 5-year consultancy job on the handover.
So you'd stick around to help him, whoever buys it. That's worth its weight in gold, Darren.
Have you got a like, tell me my own business, have you got a figure that you'd let it go for? Or is that to be confirmed?
Depends when we sell it because money changes hands different. Right now there's a figure that would work, but the way money is becoming worth less and less.
Could be worth next to nothing in 10 years.
It could, if I say a figure, let's just say £1 million now. In 10 years' time, it could cost you £1 million to buy a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
So it's going to be relevant. Probably less than what people would think, because I want the 5-year thing to work out afterwards to get me to the point where I'm actually ready to stop.
Yeah,
They'd
I
have
see
to
it, yeah.
buy the stock, wouldn't they? So
Buy the
plus
stock.
brand.
Then buy the brand. I'd want them to
Website.
take the place on. So it wants to be, one of the bigger companies. I don't think any of the smaller companies could really afford to do it. I think we're at a size where there isn't many companies other than a global manufacturer.
Well, you could look at
probably buy
Mate, I
us.
think you're in a good position to sell.
like a kind of like a management buyout situation where they pay you over 10 years.
But it's the right company that needs to come and buy it.
No, I think you'll go to. I think a big company would buy you out.
Yeah.
I reckon Karcher or someone like that.
Yeah, it has to be somebody like that because they
Yeah.
want the petrol brand,
Yeah, totally.
right?
Yeah.
They want the foothold into the market.
What percentage of, if you know off the top of your head, are you at now with people buying their first machines or people buying like a second machine or upgrading what they've got?
That's tough. Because we introduced the core range, we started to capture the conversation of people that were considering to buy the entry-level Chinese stuff. Is that politically correct without saying the company's name? We all know which company we mean,
yeah.
don't we? Without saying it, I don't want to say, because I don't want to slag them off, because there's a place in the market at each price point.
Yeah, of course there is. Yeah.
So I don't want to slag them off. The cheapest.
Hey guys, it's Tom here from CleanLink. We're offering 10% off our unbeatable value range of water-fed poles when you use code Uncleanables WFP at checkout. Our poles are lightweight, strong, electrically insulated for added safety, and they're built for everyday professional use. Every pole also comes with a 2-year warranty and a 60-day money-back promise, so you can buy with confidence. If you're thinking about upgrading your pole or even adding a spare to the van, now is a great time to buy. Head to our website, cleanlink.co.uk, that's CleanLink spelled CLEANLYNK. Check out our water-fed poles, use code UncleanablesWFP and save 10%. Cheers guys!
Stuff gets really badly oversold and marketed wrong. If they were a little bit more honest about where they were in the marketplace, I don't think they'd get such
They get a lot of
bad
hate.
rap.
They get a lot of hate.
They get a lot of hate. If they were just like, this is an entry-level industrial machine, this is a really good starter
Yeah,
setup.
you're getting what you pay for, sort
You're
of
getting
thing.
what you pay for. I think they wouldn't get the hate afterwards. Instead, they market it as this is premium starter package, and it's not. Because we brought the core range in, it's a little bit more money, but it's similar. We started having the conversation with more new starters than ever before. So traditionally, we would always capture people on their second or third machine when they've come in, been stung, gone to somewhere else and not been able to get it fixed, and then they find us. And that's always been the path. We've never really captured many of them. We get some people come in that have lost their jobs, got some redundancy, got a chunk of money. But we never really got the crux, the cheaper end of the market. They never used to come. The new starters never used to come. Now they do come, and we're regularly talking to people that are at the starter end for various things. And it's only because of that range. If we'd kept the dearer range in, I don't think that they
do
would.
you get people come in and their first machine is the compact, all singing, all
Yes.
dancing?
Yes.
Is there a lot of people that do that?
Reckon last year 25 people came in.
Really?
What
Spent
starting?
over 20 grand as a startup
Just to
machine.
start up.
Good God, really? 2 a month?
Do you keep up with them? Do you know if they're doing well?
So I generally know where most of our big equipment is at all times. There's about 100 compacts out there now over 3 years, 4 years, 3.5 years. And I roughly know where all of them are, and I roughly know not many of them change hands without them coming back through us.
Yeah.
So I tend to
Get a service out of them or something like that, yeah.
I tend to know where they are. There's only a few that have changed hands privately that haven't come back where the customer's upgraded. So at the moment, we have 2 back that are sold already. So we're not even done an advert for them. So they've come in, we've refurbed them, and they're sold before we've even created an advert or a video about them. And the people have had 2 V-twin versions. And because I've given them a good trading on it, instead of just bolting a V-twin to their compact, they've took a bigger boilered compact, bigger setup, and then they've gone, and this time what I'd like is tick, tick, tick. It's like optioning a new car, isn't it? you buy your first new car and you take what you can afford, and then second time you go back and go, this time I'm going to do it differently. Yes, I want the cabin pollen filter. Yes, I want...
Give us if you had to build the best machine with no expense spared, all the upgrades, tell us what that would include at the moment, your opinion.
What job are you doing?
So I want to do all the jobs, paint removal, roof cleaning. I want the ability to do almost everything. Can you put that into one machine?
Yeah, so we've been doing a lot of combination machines where we do them 2 ways, the combinations. We do them either, they're a window cleaner setup with a jet wash bolt on, or they're a jet wash setup with a window cleaner bolt on. There isn't one that is, nobody can do it because the 2 systems are slightly different. And also it depends on how you want to generate your water. So if you're predominantly a jet washer, you'll create your RO water on demand. So you'll pump through a couple of resin bottles from the dirty jet wash tank and do it that way. Stacks of those. It's probably one of the more popular things we've done in the last 12 months, where people have got the 2 bits of kit that are taking up all of the van, and they're using 1 water tank or 1 water tank's worth of footprint with clever tanks. We could pick on Cedars, for example.
I was just about to mention Cedars.
So his 3 tanks fit the same footprint as like a 600 litre tank. So instead of having 1 600 litre tank, he's had 3 210s,
Have you seen his setup?
250s.
Clever.
I've seen
very,
video
very
of
clever.
it, yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But what we've done all those tanks for him so he can have fill up at a fill station, and have 2 for window clean on a window cleaning day, 1 for a jet wash or whatever. I do know he's going to run he's going to have onboard RO, so if he's got dirty water on and runs out, he can use his other water as well. I think that if you are predominantly a jet washer and need to clean windows, that's the way to do it. Don't bother with an extra tank. Don't bother filling up with spotless water. If you're doing a minimal amount of window cleaning, have the couple of RO bottles, run off your dirty water, same tank, just manifold, pump it out with your hose reel fitted. Now, if you are predominantly a window cleaner who occasionally does a little bit of jet washing, and you're creating your water on the van. So remember, there's loads of different ways to generate your water, isn't there? There's the guys that go to a spotless, there's the guys that have got it in the sheds, generated home, and then there's the guys that have the system on the van and they plug into the van. I'm not a fan of that, but I know that a lot of people have made good businesses over. There's nothing wrong with it. I personally think
If you haven't got the space, it's a means to an end, isn't it?
Yeah, I personally feel that it's heavy, cumbersome, shouldn't really be what's on your van. If you want to make your own water, do it in your shed at home and pump it, right? But I get it. If you're limited on space, it makes sense. So if you've got one of those systems, I think you just plumb your jet wash into it and just use the water out of it when you need to and be done with it. Do you know what I mean? And use it that way. But you've got to decide what you want to do. Engine choice, again, if we're talking about ultimate, it can be quite subjective, right? I think that Honda and Briggs are on par with reliability. They're on par with performance. There's no reason why you should choose one over the other. I do believe personally that the Briggs, if you're in a pull start one, can be a little bit more difficult to start because it's built to, I don't know if you knew this, but the Briggs, with it being a new engine, had to pass the Canadian emissions regulations. So it's built to current emission standards in the country that it's made, which is quite a cool feature. But I feel that makes it a little bit tricky to start on a pulse. Some guys like it, some guys other, which is why if you've got a Briggs electric start, you'll know you need to be fast with the choke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
it's a quirk.
I've got one.
Right? Yeah. Right. Once you know how to start them,
Yeah.
no problem. But that's a quirk. And the Honda, on the other hand, is quite old-fashioned. It's not got any of the other bits with it, but because of things like the decompression valve, you only got to sneeze and they start. And if they don't, literally, achoo, and starts, there's something wrong with your Honda engine. So pick the brand that you can get repaired locally to you. Pick the one that fits your job. Either of those two are going to be good. The Lonsins and the other Chineses, they're not up with your premium engines, but I think that if you're going to get one that's going to go wrong, it'll go wrong really quickly. So,
because you installed one, I don't know if it was recently, but the video came out in the last couple of days, right?
Done a couple,
the
yeah.
Drone, is it the drone guys or the drone company?
So he came with all of his own stuff.
Right.
So Alex Ahmed came to us last summer. She'd been over to China, brought the drone, brought the reel. So the jet wash was not on top of his electric reel. Brought it all in bits, in boxes, and said, can you make it work for me?
Yeah.
And this is a drone, obviously, to clean, yeah?
Yeah, drone to clean. So I'm looking at all this kit and I'm like, rolling my eyes. You know, this is equipped to China style stuff, right? However, the hose reel, neat. Like the hose reel, but 240 volt electric motor on it to wind it in and out.
So how are you going to...
So just
So you
think...
have to have like an inverter.
Right, so he turns up with it and he wants it to run in his van. So we do an inverter, we make it work. He goes up, he has a successful 6 months, earns some money with it, comes back, wants a boiler, but he'd got a window cleaning tank set up in it because he brought a second-hand one and the tanks took up 3/4 of the van. And he was one of those guys that he's earning his money as he's going along, and there's nothing wrong with that. We don't all have bundles of cash to go out and buy the best of the best. So he's brought the kit, spent some money getting it installed so he can use it, and we did what we needed to do. He's gone out and earned some more money and come back and, right, now I've used it a little bit. I don't like these tanks. So I'm like, right, we'll get some green ones, we'll do this, we'll do that. And he's like, I need it to be budget because I want to buy a boiler. So he spent all his money on a boiler and basically was to Jeff, can we use Unistrut to fasten some tanks in, please? And can it be cheap? And it's like, you know what? Of course, it's not a problem. It's not my preferred way of doing it, but means to an end. Every customer has different requirements. So out comes the chop saw, simple Unistrut frame. You know, we moved his machine. We'd mounted the petrol engine on top of the reel to take less space, put the boiler next to it. He'd already got an inverter because of running the hose reel. So he's got a big-ass inverter because of running the hose reel. He's got a split charge already fitted. And he's gone from having his whole van took up, had to put his drone on top of the water tanks, to it's all down on that side door. And he's got the whole back half of the van to put the rest of his stuff in.
Oh, incredible.
What sort of stuff's he cleaning with the drone? Do you know?
Just sides, it's just high-rise side. I'm going to say it, I think it's a bit gimmicky.
No, I agree with you.
Right? I love tech and I love drones. So let's not, this is right down my street. But if I thought it was actually proper, you know there'd be drones in my shop because I like it, I like the tech. Are you really, so you're 10 foot away, 2 to 3 meters away from a building, firing a pencil jet out of a sniper nozzle to do a clean. And you can't hit it with 30 litres a minute because you're going to blow the drone backwards.
Yeah.
So how effective can you clean with a sniper nozzle from 3 meters away?
Well, I don't think they do.
A serious question.
I don't think they clean at all.
No, well,
I
how well
think
could you clean with a sniper nozzle from 3 meters away? The answer is,
not very well.
I don't think I could do it very well.
Horrendous, yeah.
So,
and if you did, it would all be stripy, wouldn't it?
So all they're actually doing is sprinkling on chemical product. The reality is they're going up a high-rise building, sprinkling on chemical product, rinsing off chemical product.
I'm shocked that it passes any
I'm shocked it flies, but
RAMs
like
or
it actually.
health and safety.
Me too with that.
Yeah.
That's the bit
Like,
that...
because the commercial sector is crazy for it now, right?
Have you seen how big the drones are?
Yeah, they're huge.
They're huge.
One
They're
of them
like-
was at the show.
they're
They're
like-
like quarter size of this, yeah.
The drone that he brought, when it's unpacked, is bigger than this square here.
Yeah.
It's vast. Like, seriously vast. He flew
Is it a two-stroke or is it electric?
It's electric.
Really?
The battery pack on it's like that. So, but again, I see why they would look at this tech, but I don't think it's there.
It's over-engineered, isn't it? It's just.
No, they haven't got there. No, it's not over-engineered. That's the problem.
Do you not think?
No, because they can't they can't get close enough for a jet wash to do what they need to do, and they can't send the volume up because of the weight of the pipes. What they probably need to do is have some way, it's going to sound weird, large springy brush on the end of it, where they literally whack the building whilst putting product on.
Or they clean it properly, scaffold, abseiling or whatever, and then use the drone for maintenance.
Yeah.
I think that could work.
That could work, yeah. Because
But
the
for a
sprinkling
deep
product
clean,
on and rinse
it's
it
just
off.
not-
No, not going to do a deep clean.
No, and then you don't need the chemicals, and it sort of bypasses the health and safety aspect.
But I like the tech.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see, I mean, that's innovation. I love innovation. Somebody's seen a problem, use tech to try and find a solution. I don't think it's there yet.
It's arguable. Was there a problem? You got abseiling.
It's the cost of abseiling. It's the cost involved in abseiling.
The cost of the drones are insane.
Not if you go to China and buy it directly.
Do you think the 20 years that you've spent in the industry and the innovation that you've seen, do you think in the last 5 years we've seen like it's really exploded, or has the industry always been innovative?
No. So what's happened is the industry's been really stagnant and stable. It peaked. So before I even joined it, so back in the 90s, pumps basically had peaked. Accessories have peaked. So if you see me go, you need to clean with this, and you think I've invented it, I haven't. I've just looked in the book and picked the right suitable component for you. Nothing that's out there is new. How that stuff is being used, however, or bolted together into configuration is. So when you see a bit of technology, let's pick on the Vibro X, right?
What's that for someone who don't know?
So the Vibro X is a device you can fasten on your jet wash, and it reduces the vibrations at your gun and along your hoses. And it also, when you use it in the right configuration, can give this really gentle, soft start. So if you're using poles, when you pull the trigger, instead of your pole bouncing out your hand, it picks up slowly. It's really nice. It's a sweet thing. I didn't go and get something manufactured to do that. I picked a component that already exists, which I understood how it worked, and implemented it in a way that I knew, because of my experience, this is what it would give. And there was a problem. The products existed. I bolted it together in the solution, and that was the innovation. The actual product itself wasn't the innovation. It was how it was implemented. So all the stuff that you're seeing coming out, not much of it is actually brand new stuff. Some of it is.
Small little tweaks and stuff.
So that Vibro X was never built for pressure washers then, or it was?
It was built for jet washes, but it was never used in this way or marketed this way. And all of the other suppliers have had it in their books, but they've just never chosen to use it. Because they don't understand it, or don't understand how it works, or don't understand how they can use it to make it work how they want it to work. And any of them could have pick any number of products that are out there in the market at the moment. Let's pick the water broom, the latest sensational must-have gadget.
The 85-degree nozzle.
Yeah. Do you think I've really gone and commissioned an 85-degree nozzle and suddenly invented this thing? No. Shock horror, everybody.
It was always there. You just called it a water broom.
Right? I went and found the nozzle, made sure it was the right size, bolted it together with the right bit, and printed the end that goes round it through ProGrip, give it a name, and marketed it with a name, because people wanted a big wide nozzle to clean with, but nobody really knew what to ask for. So by calling it a water broom, you know what to ask for. Everybody knows what to have. I didn't just, sorry to give it away, I'm not that clever, right? I didn't just invent it, but that's the honest truth. If you're asking me honestly, the innovation is coming not from the actual product itself, it's coming from the implement.
From the marketing almost. Putting this together, putting that together,
Because
and then saying...
everything's individual. So we don't do bundled gun and lance packages, because in the actual world, you guys probably think there's a selection of 2 or 3 guns, because that's all that gets talked about in the exterior cleaning. The reality is there's probably 70 or 80 guns minimum available on the market, all with their own special features or quirks or whatever it is. Nobody was using the ST2600 to do exterior cleaning until I pulled it out of the book and introduced it to everybody and went, this is the gun you should be using. The price on those guns has reduced
because of how many
by
people
20
are
to
buying
30 quid a gun.
It's Billericay Cleaning and Supplies. If you don't know us, we build and supply water-fed pole systems, RO units, van setups, static systems, all the gear window cleaners actually use day in, day out. The main thing with us is we're not just shifting boxes. We customize and build systems to suit you and how you work, whether you're just starting out or running multiple vans. Everything's built to be reliable, easy to maintain, and made to last. We're based in Essex, but we supply across the UK, and we are always happy to have a chat and help you figure out what setup actually works for you and your business. If you do need anything, check out Billericay Cleaning and Supplies and use promo code UNCLEAN for a discount. Right, let's get back to the episode.
Because the volume now coming into the UK, because we introduced it to everybody, and then all of our other suppliers, because we're getting after it, have had to start buying that one
What
gun
were
in.
they using before that then?
The Q gun, they were using either converted guns or the ST23, which is it looks exactly the same, but it can have a yellow or a blue insert would be the original, not a red one.
And what was the ST2600?
26.
What was that being used for before it was being used for the external cleaning? Like, what's that? What is that one's perk?
So the difference between a 26 and a 23 is that there's an internal cam inside the 26. If you pull a 26, it feels like there's nothing because there really is nothing there. And then you get that click, that firm click. That firm click is a mechanism inside where it rolls over a cam. They call it a soft press. What it basically means is you never, ever, ever have to pull any more force than that to do it. And once it's over, you can hold it with your little finger. Traditional gun, the handle is pulling a piston directly back and the force is always pushing against your hand. To push it open, you have to grip the gun tight. When you're holding a gun for a long amount of time, if you're gripping it like that, white knuckle, white finger.
Mate, I get that with my one, and you've just explained why I get it now.
An ST26 is the right bit of kit. So we introduced that to everybody. Somebody asked me, I have a problem with white finger. You need to use this gun. I didn't suddenly invent it. It was in the book. You just needed to understand the product to give it. And that's what I've been doing jet washing since 1996. I've seen it, I've done it, I've built it. If I don't know about it, then it either isn't. It's just not worth
That's
knowing
what 30
about.
years of experience gets you.
Mate, yeah, that's it. You're
You
totally
know what I mean?
professional.
That's
mate, yeah.
that's what it is. So, and I'm not shy about that. I am extremely good at what I do. This is my thing. I find it easy because I've done it for so long. I got into it when I was so young. I learned all the shortcuts. When you're young, you do. So if when you learn something at 18, you don't want to spend all day fixing something. It's boring. So you find the little bit. So for me, it was learning how to listen to the equipment, the feel of the equipment. So much to the irritation of everybody at my place, I can be sat at the desk, hear a machine running and tell them what's wrong with it outside without even seeing it because I can hear it. I can walk past one and touch it and feel what's going on with it and I'll know what's wrong in the pump because I learnt that back then and it stuck with me. I was young enough for it to be impressioned on me forever. And I am blowing my own trumpet. And I think I can.
Mate, I think you can as well.
I think I can blow my own trumpet. But anyway, back to the products. Experience buys it. That's what the innovation is. It's making sure that you guys have the right products. So I spent a lot of time with, let's use Dom from Diverse. Dom, shout out to Dom at Diverse Cleaning. Dom came to me a few years ago. It was the first V-twin compact that we built, right? And he came to me and he went, I want this big ass machine. I want to run 2 operators at once, 40 plus litres a minute. We're talking daddy of daddios, right? So I deal with multi-pump electric machines where people have multiple pumps, large pumps, multiple users. I understand the unloader valves. I understand the tech, all of that. Not a problem, Dom. We need this unloader valve. This is the pump. This is the engine. And I built it exactly how the customer asked me to build it. And it was awesome. And it worked absolutely pucker. Until out on site. And the reality of using that system out on site was that, and the pre-warning to it, when you use 2 operators on 1 pump, even with the best unloader valve in the world, you still get a slight drop and a slight increase as somebody pulls and lets go of the trigger, as it balances itself out. The reality when somebody is roof cleaning and somebody is cleaning on the deck, the pole's up, somebody pulls the trigger at the bottom,
Goes,
yeah. Somebody lets go, pole comes back and hits you in the face. Right? And there was a bigger variation fastened to a petrol engine, because the torque range of the engine meant that the pump slowed down and sped up, and really unforeseen. So I spent a lot of time then. I'm like, right, well, I'm not an idiot. I understand the kit. This kit is right. And Dom's going to me, it's trying to kill me. Right? And I get on with Dom we're really good friends. I get on with him really well. This is a lot like, and we still, the moral of the story is also about customer service. We'll get to that in a minute, right? So I spent a lot of time with him understanding how the equipment was being used. While I was with him, I also worked out that having a trigger on a pole was definitely not the right way to roof clean. You need a foot pedal, so you can leave the pole fully extended and pass it past you if you're on a scaffold. Again, foot pedals suddenly become really popular because somebody like me has gone out to site and gone, you don't want to be doing it like this, guys. You want to be doing it the other way. So we remade Dom's machine. We did it differently. We downsized it. He went to 2 machines instead of 1. Really looked after him. Didn't lose a customer. Life was great. I stood some cost out of it, even though I built it exactly how the customer asked to keep the relationship. I stood some cost out of it. Life was great. And I learned a lot about how you guys were doing it. So then, every time somebody asked me to do something where they've found a job where they haven't done it before, or it's a bit weird, I make the effort now to go with them, understand how they're using the equipment, so I can then go back to the book or my knowledge and go, that's what we should be using for this particular job.
That's incredible, mate.
Which is why you're suddenly now finding lots. So this last 3-4 years, this last 5 years, if you say, it looks like to you guys there's been stacks of innovation. A little bit of the printed stuff that we've made is proper innovation, but it's using components that already exist. The rest of it is just literally picking the right stuff and implementing it to be used in the right way. This stuff already exists. I mean, we made a few things. The pole valve's a little bit cool, which everybody's had a go at copying. Don't mind, it's flattery. Life's great, it's just that type of stuff. So, yes, there has appeared to be innovation, but I don't think there's been innovation. I just think we're using the stuff properly now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very good point.
I think you going out to learn about the jobs is the innovation. Because without your efforts into doing that, the industry wouldn't have progressed.
No, probably
Almost.
not. You'd all still be blowing people's houses' electrics up with V-Tough hot machines trying to clean roofs. Because that's where you're at.
Yeah.
Mate, the fact, do you know what? I'm blown away that you do that. Like, it's so good that you do that to your customers. Like, there's like, everyone has like hardware stores and everyone knows B&Q. Yeah, you go down there, you can buy wood, you can buy plaster, you can buy anything. But if you go to a dedicated, say, wood yard, you can actually have a conversation with the man behind the counter who's normally an ex-chippy, something along them lines. And he goes, what are you doing? I'll kind of talk you through it. You're doing it on that, obviously, the pressure washing level. I think that's incredible. How many times, like, do people set up, they just buy a package on Amazon, they don't talk to anyone, they don't ask for any advice, they don't know really what they're getting. But you're offering a completely different service now.
I hate box shipping. I hate it. I hate shipping stuff to the other end of the country. I hate it with a passion. Because I know that we need to speak to you to understand what you're doing. I mean, a couple of months ago, a guy that lived 10 miles from us had brought a package from one of the other suppliers. Full package. Premium stuff. It wasn't the Chinese stuff, it was premium stuff. But the package comes shipped how those packages come from all the other companies. So it's not been run. None of the fittings are fastened together. Everything's in a box where you've got to build it yourself. It's turned up and the guy's gone, He literally came to us and went, I've just brought all this $4,000 worth of equipment from somewhere else. Any chance you can bolt it together for us and show us how to use it?
See, that puts you in an awkward position now, doesn't it?
Yeah, we just taxed him and went, yep, no problem. We don't discriminate.
It's
Charged
weird
him
that he
full
didn't
labour
come
rate
to you in the first place.
because he thought he was saving. He thought that package, one, it was bundled as a package, and we don't advertise packages in that way because it's a personal thing. I believe that anything you see in a massive, let's just call it a starter bundle, guarantee that you'll only use 3/4 of it in whatever job you're using, because the other quarter of it won't fit what you need to do, and you end up buying guff that you don't need. So think about it, and it's the same with anything. It doesn't have to be exterior cleaning. Think about you buy a startup video kit.
Well, I think that's just they need to get rid of stuff that no one's buying, right?
So you bundle the crap in to make it sound
something
good.
they want with something they don't need.
Right. So I don't believe in that. I believe that you should come and have a chat, work out exactly what you want, put together exactly what you want. It may be a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but you don't have to buy twice. So I don't advertise it. So these other companies have done better marketing to capture that end of the market that are either too shy or don't understand or think they can do it themselves or have watched a podcast or a guy online or a YouTube video and think, oh yeah, I can do roof clean. I'll buy that starter kit. That's everything I need, and I'll just get it and do it. And then it turns up in a load of bits, and they don't know how to start the engine, and they don't know how to bolt it together. And they've rung the company up and gone, all this stuff's come in bits, and it says clearly on the website, assembly required. You know, no beef to the other company at all. Yeah, I'm not telling this story as a slate on the other company. They did everything they said they were going to do, and they did it really well to a good standard. And actually, the package was a good package. But for the customer was expecting something ready to go.
Yeah.
No spanners. Now, on the other side of it, the stuff that we do, nothing leaves our place needing assembly. We do it all, and we'll show you how to do it. And if you're asking why we're so popular, it's probably that aspect. So we have had long wait times to come and buy stuff. I would say 9/10 of those people have stuck it out, and they've stuck it out for a reason. We have had times where it's been difficult to get hold of. People have stuck with us because in the end, it's worth it, if that makes sense. They want to keep that relationship. They don't want to go somewhere else. And I personally feel the USP is that bit.
Yeah, agree.
That bit that we do. That time that we spend with people, learning the job, doing this. I call it cost of business. I become an ineffective worker for half of every day because half of every day is what I call cost of business. It's doing this. It's sitting. We had a new starter come in yesterday morning, and he just wanted to sit for an hour with me and talk through his requirements, but didn't buy anything. And that's fine. He's gone away. He knows everything he needs to buy, whether he buys from us or researches about from somewhere else, doesn't matter. That's the cost of business. I've done it right. I've done it good. And what I'd hope from that is if he doesn't buy from us, his friend goes, oh, I'm thinking about doing this. He goes, you know what? If you're thinking about it, go see these guys.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it at the time, but they were brilliant.
They were brilliant, right? And it's a bit like winning a drive, isn't it? You might go and sell it to somebody. They perhaps can't afford it. The neighbour goes, oh, I'm thinking about having my drive done over a barbecue. Tell you what, give these guys a call. They got all the time in the world for you. They were brilliant. Well, the second one, you're not going to do the spiel with again because the neighbour
sold it to them already.
They sold it to them already.
Yeah.
You just got to give them a price. So I call it cost of business. I've got quite used to it now. I don't mind it. I like it if we get the sale at the end, but it's not critical. And I've said it before, I'm not under... I think if I was under financial pressure, because perhaps we'd grown to 10 people, maybe that approach would be different and people would have less time and I'd be more switched on. But because we're not, we don't do it that way. If you come in and spend an hour with us and don't buy the kit, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't the end of the world to us. So I'm cool.
Have you always done it like that?
Pretty much, because traditionally with the mobile hot water machines, you'd have to take that out to the farmer, demonstrate it at the farmer's site, do the deal with him, whether you were going to get it or not, you've committed, you've gone, and then go back with a new piece of kit. So you'd have to go twice. You'd have to build this relationship with people. So I think that you've always done it. I never used to do it. Ron or one of the other sales guys would do it. I'm not a very good salesman. I'm not a very good organised person in that regard. I'm very good at fixing stuff. I'm very mechanical. I'm not very, this is an important lead, get on top of it. I struggle with the diary. That's why it's give it to somebody that is good at doing that.
Yeah.
You know, understand your strengths and your weaknesses. And I have done it, but only when I have to do it. Now I seem to do it all the time. I sit there saying to people, yeah, I'm on the spanners. Yeah, I don't do this. I spend half of every day doing it now.
That leads on quite nicely to a question that I had when you just mentioned the farmers. And we obviously have quite a biased outlook because obviously we're external cleaners and we would only ever ring you to buy a machine in order to do something for money, if that makes sense.
I was going to say, you don't just ring up just to say you love me.
No. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. What I was saying is what portion of your business is people like us, obviously, that buy machines to go out and add to their business? Do you have another customer base, i.e. the farmers?
Oh, yeah. So this side of the business is only like 20% of our business.
Okay.
Just because social media is focused on this, it's because these
That's where you need
customers
it to be,
focus on this.
What's the biggest?
You don't see a lot. Where we're based is very rural, so we're split between the agricultural sector and probably the food factories and the foodstuffs, with a little bit of hauliers chucked in the middle.
See, this is interesting, man. This is interesting. So like a farmer would have it to wash down all his tractors, yeah?
No, dairy and equipment.
Wash his cows.
No. So they use them for cleaning plant equipment, right?
Yeah.
But they will primarily have one on site for cleaning the equipment inside the dairies where they milk the cows. It has to be food safe clean.
And this is steam we're talking about probably, yeah?
Steam, yeah.
Okay.
Steam and chemicals. So they'd have electric, for the ones of the people that be watching this, the VTUF style machines, but they wouldn't buy the VTUF ones because they are the very bottom of the bottom. They're the Kayams of the industrial.
Are they really?
Yeah, straight up. So when I saw that being a thing, I was like...
I've never heard a good thing about them. It's the electrics, and they're just too powerful. They surge and...
So let's not discredit VTUF too much. We have a working relationship with them in the past.
Not anymore, do you?
We're doing a video for them at the moment, actually.
No, they're good guys.
Yeah, they're lovely. We've had a great experience.
Lovely guys.
With them,
Their kit, some of it is fantastic, but it's meant for different sectors than what it was being sold into in this instance.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to that side of it, their stuff is the entry level. So you've got your very basic stuff. That's where their machines would be placed, and there'd be several levels above to get to perhaps where, if it was petrol machines, and you had your Chinese ones here, and then your intermediates here, and then let's just say our stuff here, the VTUFs are here relative to the other stuff that's on the market. So they clean down all inside their dairies and all the rest of it. Round by us, a big seller are the hot water machines for washing the cattle and horses.
So obviously that's not steam, is it? That's just the warm water, I'm guessing.
Warm water, big wide nozzle,
Yeah.
at the gun.
Mate, you are joking me.
No.
And they literally rinse down their animals.
Yeah, for shows. So again, rural community, several shows a year. So what you don't see, because we don't talk about it, is we go to agricultural shows, we do agricultural stuff. Honestly, people think we just sit there and are waiting for somebody to call about a jet wash for cleaning a roof or a drive.
It really is like you could lose the external cleaning stuff and you'd still have a whole business.
We had a business before it.
Yeah.
And there'll be a business after it.
Yeah.
It's not a big... So when people are going, you need 10 men to look after this, I'm going, it's a
small portion, yeah.
It's a very small portion. Yes, we could expand and we could do more, but I don't want to put the pressure on the other side of the business to do that. At the moment, I'd rather say, look, this is the weight, this is how we are. We've acknowledged our weaknesses, and we're either very upfront about it now and go, I'm really sorry, it got lost in this. We'll pass it to somebody else or whatever, or look, we can't get back to you until Tuesday or whatever it is, because I can come back in, and because people are not using the other staff that are there, my callback list can be 100 people long. Because people have rung up and gone, because they see my face, I need to speak to Darren.
Yeah.
They could have spoke to Ron or John or Hallen. I mean, Hallen's really good on the phone. She'll sort anything out for you, including getting around the basics if you just want to. But most of the time, they just want to go, hey, where's Jeff? Oh, well, I've got you on the phone. And they want a web spec machine. And they want to ask us how much it is, but the price is on the website. They just can't be bothered to go and look. So you've got agricultural. And then, for example, next week, we're installing a multi-pump unit in a food factory. So this is a machine that's got several electric pumps that has like 12 operators, and each time they pull a gun, another pump. Or first of all, dead clever, they use speed controllers on the pumps now, which is quite new technology in that regards. But about 5-8 years that technology has been around. So when the first man pulls the trigger, a 30-litre pump turns slowly. When the pressure drops below a certain level, it speeds the pump up to maintain the pressure until that pump can no longer maintain the volume that's been pulled. Then it starts the next pump. Really clever in the software, they rotate between all the pumps, and number one's not used the most. They start a random one each time to get the wear.
Incredible technology. How clever is that?
Right. 60, 70,000 pounds worth of setup by the time it's done.
So does that bolt onto the side of like a 5,000 litre tank, or is that mains fed?
They will be running that off a giant water boiler.
So are they washing down at the end of a week, and they're like a kebab factory and they make all the kebabs, I guess?
Yeah, but it won't be end of the week, it'll be end of each shift.
Yeah.
This is going into a 24/7 operation, so they'll be cleaning between shifts.
And that's 60 bags, is it?
By the time they've had some stainless steel pipe work and the kit go in, the machine on its own is about 30 grand.
Wow.
And then there's other bits and bobs that go with it.
So, okay, next question then. So, sorry, brother, I don't know if you've got a question. I'm in my element here.
Fine. This is great. You know what? We've got all night. This is
this is great. So the machines you sell then to the pressure washers to do the roofs, and obviously the driveways and that. Does anyone else use them, or is it just us?
Few farmers,
right?
Few detailers.
Gotcha.
The smaller stuff.
But they'll just have that for probably washing their cars, wouldn't they? The
exactly
farmers,
that. Yeah. Farmers for when they need to go and clean remotely.
Yeah.
So our big compact is designed the way it's designed initially to be picked up by a Manitou, to be took on a farm, to be left in the corner of a shed so they can hot water steam clean out a chicken shed. Because the option that's available for them at the moment is a rubbish option that doesn't come with a water tank.
Mate, do you know what? I didn't even know that even existed, that side of it. Do you know that? I cannot, it's crazy. You wouldn't even think of it, would you?
So this is why, if we roll back all the way to the start, this is why I wasn't interested in dealing with travellers at the beginning of this story.
I don't blame you.
Because it was such a small portion of your business, yeah.
It's only just become a part of the business that's worth paying attention to.
It's taken you, 5, 6, 7 years to get there as well?
4.5, 5 years to get to the point where actually we'll now put a dedicated man on this. And our business has changed a little bit. We're doing slightly less site work, but that's to do with people wanting to save money. So whereas we used to visit nearly all of our customers, like our farm customers, all the other stuff, a lot of the stuff that's mobile now, they'll bring it to us to save on a call out.
Right.
Right. So that's changed a little bit. We're still got the same customers.
Your moving unit, right?
Not officially yet. We're not signed the lease.
Okay, well, yeah, it's in the works.
It's in the works, yep.
Is that a bigger unit?
Yep.
And are you looking at bringing more people in that unit, or you just have more space for who you've got there?
Both.
So there will be some expansion.
Yes. Planning.
Interesting.
Planning expansion, but not necessarily in the exterior cleaning sector.
So the more.
So
yeah.
The next machine we're making is, I'll pick on VTUF again because everybody knows that's watching this. Mm-hmm. We're doing our own hot water version of that for agricultural. So what there is at the moment is the machines that are available on the market are all very open, and rats go in and chew them. So we spend a lot of time. I think
you had 2 Karcher hot water electric machines the last time we came and visited, and they'd had that. All it was a couple of cables that
they've been chewed through, yeah. So we've been commissioned to make some for a big farm. So they've got when I say big farm, it's probably 3 or 4 farms together that are all part of one estate. So they want like one machine for each aspect. And they want a machine that's basically, when it's turned off, is sealed shut. And it gave me the idea that obviously we'll make it for them, but actually this is a marketable product. So I want to move sidewards and make that type of stuff. It'll be same pump, same boilers, same box section, same stainless steel, that they will look like our Alpha range, but there'll be electric version and aimed at a different market. Because we've done the static machines for years and years and years. You'll see pictures pop up every now and again where we've done the bolt through the floor, sat in a yard machines, but doing a mobile one in this way that's going to have electronic actuators to open and close vents and close them when it's shut is quite new, and that's never been done. And we're doing it because this is a long-standing problem. So as long as I've known rodent damage, because what happens is these machines get used and they're warm when they're used, and when it's cold,
go in there and curl up. Yeah.
Then they get hungry.
Yeah.
So they eat the nearest thing to them. You wouldn't think it with them. It's
No,
like,
mate. I know about this because it's the same in the car industry. They swapped over the the cable lining. They swapped over to an eco-friendly one, and it was made out of made out of something. It was made out of something crazy, like a seed oil derivative. But it was like it's what the rodents eat. So that
started eating cars.
No, the wiring loom. So they go in and just like decimate a wiring loom in a car and leave everything else. But it's because of the lining of the cable. But yeah, that's quite a big thing.
So same with the jet washers.
Yeah.
So yes, I want to expand and do that. I'm also, because we're a really busy place and we're really small, and our stock changes from week to week. I mean, the other day we had 10 pallets of sand turn up. Right, so you've seen the size of our place. By the time I've had 10 pallets of sand and 10 pallets of water tanks turn up.
What's 10 pallets of sand for?
You're building a big sandcastle.
To retail.
Oh, so you sell the sand?
We'll get to that in the rest of your story. You're going to love
the
rest of this.
Go on.
You're going to love the rest of where we're going to.
Yeah.
Because it is completely relatable. We talked about it a little bit with Sid the other day, but it's totally relatable to what you guys are feeling. I'm also feeling, right? But we'll get to that. So by the time I've got 20 pallets that have just arrived, our place can suddenly change its dynamics of where everything's put really quickly. So we end up, no matter how hard we try, we end up in some kind of a mess. And it really pees me off. And now we're doing lots of videos and lots of social media. I'm constantly seeing in the backdrop stuff that irritates me. It's a bit like why you do this up here instead of the back of the showroom, which would be the workshop. Because you could have a dedicated space downstairs for these chairs, right, that would work. But every time you wanted to do something else would be put in the way. You'd have to move it, you'd have to do it. It's the same for us, right? So I want a very Land Rover dealer style approach. And we started it with the showroom. So you will have noticed we've now got the table in and we started to change all of that. We started to change. When I think you very first came, I don't think we had a dedicated build area. We used to do it on the workbenches we're fixing the machines with.
Yeah, I think so.
We now have a dedicated work area, a crane, because of health and safety, because we're planning on getting normal staff in, not somebody like me that can pick an engine and a gearbox up and put it on a frame. This has to be proper so a girl can build it, basically. I'm not saying a girl does build it. Sonia did for a while, but she doesn't now, which is another story to talk about. We've got a dedicated build area, so I want to make the place nicer. To make the place nicer, I need more space. The way our current units are laid out worked when it was workshop, warehouse. It doesn't work for build area, workshop, warehouse, stores. It just does showroom as well. It just doesn't work across the two units. So I want to move somewhere that I can have a nice showroom, proper, this size, that's just a showroom, not showroom and stock, because we've moved, because of the change that we talked about earlier about people coming in, we no longer have the stock upstairs, the fast moving stuff. It's all downstairs in the showroom so we can serve people quicker. Well, of course, that takes up prime real estate.
Yeah.
But then it means when we're packing and unpacking the stock, it comes into the showroom and is in boxes in the showroom while it waits for us to have time to put it away, which sometimes might not be the same day it arrives because of that's how it works.
Yeah.
So the next thing you know, you're doing a video or even a photograph and there's 2 boxes of stock waiting to be put away. And the best will in the world, I think it's unprofessional. It looks unprofessional in the back of the backdrop. So I want to change that. So part of the move is the landlord's greedy. And the other part of the move is I want it to be better.
How long have you been in that place now?
17 years.
Wow.
And he's seeing you go. Oh, mate, it's sad, isn't it?
50% increase in the rent over the last... So we signed at least 5 years ago and it's gone up. So the rent from when we moved in 17 years ago is nearly 6 times more than what it was when we moved in.
So are you paying market average, roughly?
So we're currently paying very slightly below market average because it was 5 years ago when we signed
But
it.
you've been there 17 years, so I think that's a little bit, gets you a bit of kudos in my
No,
eyes.
they don't care.
Oh.
They're a pension hedge fund company. And because one person on our estate thinks that they're getting a good deal at the super high rate, £9.50 a square, £9.70 a square metre is what they're asking on the new increase, when really round by us, it's sort of 6 for premium, 4 to 5.
So you're getting a better deal moving on the square meterage of, even though it's a bigger place.
It puts us a little bit more than what we're on,
But you got more room.
but there's more room. So
No
it is an
brainer, innit?
increase.
Yeah.
So it is an increase. It's more room. The new place, if I can get the lease signed, example, we're managing with 1 toilet. There's 3 toilets. There's 2 downstairs, 1 upstairs. The kitchen is a dedicated room, not going to be part of somebody's office.
Yeah.
It means that ProGrip can come from a little small office and can have 2 offices of its own, dedicated, because that's expanded, that's growing. The manufacturing for that is off the charts. I can have my own boardroom, so we can actually do training.
Wow.
So
that's a big change.
Mate, that's
coming this
incredible
year.
growth, yeah.
yeah, it's good, isn't it? I mean, it's a weird mindset because people look at us and think, oh, you're a massive company, you're a huge company, you can just take all these risks. I've always looked at everything and gone, what could I sustain as a man in a van? Let's keep our overheads. Let's not overly commit. You know, I'm looking around thinking, what happens when it goes wrong? What can I keep my family surviving on? And I've struggled to change that mentality. I still treat every decision we make like I'm still a man in a van doing the repair work. I haven't been able to get... I still remember when times were bad. I've not been able to get... We're talking about imposter syndrome before we started. I'm struggling to get out of that. And I've been doing it 20 years. I've been doing it a long time. And I'm still like, what if tomorrow I need to downsize this and go back to doing that? What can I sustain? What feeds the family? And it probably makes me a little bit too cautious. Maybe I should take more risks. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I should have borrowed a ton of money and up production massively.
Don't know. I think you've.
I don't know.
You've done well.
It's a double-edged sword, what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
agree,
it's a very tough thing, but I still treat everything. A wise person. The absolute best advice I was ever given about being self-employed was, it's really easy when the going is good to go out and have a van on finance, a Range Rover on finance, massive house, load yourself to the hilt with liabilities. It's those liabilities, large liabilities, that send you under when the going's bad. He's like, buy what you can afford. £1,000 van will earn you the same money as a £10,000 van. A £10,000 van will earn you the same money. 50 grand now for a van, isn't it? A nice van, right? He's saying, look, unless you're incredibly stable, own the kit. Don't have the monthlies, because then when you've done the peak, and you guys must have I can't be talking foreign.
No.
Totally agree.
Your income does this. It goes up. Oh, life's great. Weather changes, the hose pipe, whatever. It suddenly stops like a switch, and you're sat there going, oh, I've got a unit to pay for, or I've got vans on lease, or
It's not so bad for me anyway, because we're pretty stable with the windows. But
he's like this, isn't he?
Totally, mate. Yeah.
Do you know what I
Mate, just
mean?
say you understand him. Just say you understand
That's what I
him.
mean. He's like this. No, I don't get that problem, mate.
Yeah.
no, I do get the problem. It's
I've got
just
no
not,
idea what you're talking
it's
about,
not as,
geezer.
It's not as up and down as.
Mate, I know when you're having a bad month because the ferry washing up liquids in the shower.
Okay, so I'm over exaggerating it, but you know the point I'm getting at.
No, we
right?
totally.
So I've always lived like that. So every vehicle we've got, we owned. No finance. Every bit we've got in the shop, we own. We don't have any loans. Every bit we've got is ours. All of the stock is ours. Okay, we have stuff on account, but everything we've got fundamentally is ours. We don't do it because I've been brought up with this whole bigger protect what you've got, bigger picture. Don't take the risk. So it's perhaps why I'm a little bit cautious over
It's done you well.
steps.
It's done you well.
What did your mum and dad do when you was growing up?
So my mum was always a housewife.
Yep.
Always, because back then it was fine. My dad was a butcher. But he he had a bit of bad luck between jobs and whatever, and he ended up having the family home repossessed, and we had quite a real bad time as a family.
Mate, you might have looked at that and you take a lot of inspiration, maybe if you know it or not.
You know, and that I understand hardship. So when somebody comes, I'm really bad. You know, when people get the violins out, I'm really bad for somebody that comes that can't afford to have something done. I'm like, oh, just do it, Jeff. Just help him out. I'm really. It's why I don't do sales, right? Because I just
give everything away.
Give everything away. I can't do it, right? But I remember times being hard. I remember when I set up, not having wages some weeks. I mean, when I very first set up, I borrowed 500 quid off my dad, and I'm sure my dad gave me his rent money. Right, so just think about that for a minute. I'm sure he helped me out and put himself in a bad position to try and give me a foothold. And then I'd got 1,000 quid limit on my credit card, and I went to another jet wash dealer that I knew, because nobody else, because the company I'd left, would serve me directly, because they just put blockers on me buying the stuff. And I brought 1,000 quid worth of spares to go on my van. Well, not quite 1,000 quid. Let's say 900 quid worth of spares to populate my van with stuff. I'd got no money at all. I'd got 100 quid left on my credit card for fuel. Right? That was it. I was like...
Mate, what a...
Hey, yeah, that was about 2 months worth of fuel, though, wasn't it?
What a story that is.
Back then.
But, I was living at home, so I hadn't got those, but I'd got nothing.
Yeah.
I genuinely got nothing, because I'd left the company I was working for, because I'd worked for them for a long time, and I talked about it on the deleted footage, but I had to have an emergency operation. They treated me badly, so I left. I felt like they should have treated me better. They didn't. I left. Many years later at a dealer conference, I bumped into my old boss, and we had quite a honest and frank chat, and he apologised. I think he apologised because we nicked a load of his contracts in the end. And I did say to him, I only really set up thinking he'd come and buy me out and give me my severance pay, so then I'd have time to go and get a job. And he went, yeah. I said, but anyway, how much are you selling your business for? I'm in a position to buy it now. Right, to him at the dealer conference. Right. And I thought that was quite a little, little thing.
Days.
But it was good fun. But what I'm getting at is I remember it. I remember hard times. So I'm quite, not anxious. Anxious is the wrong word, but I'm very aware that things can go very bad very quickly. And the bigger your liabilities, the bigger it is. And it's why I could take cautionary steps. What you guys see is a big explosion and, must instantly put 5 guys on. I can't get the guys in, train them how to do the job. And with the greatest respect, somebody who's perhaps cleaning a drive or cleaning windows or cleaning a roof, you could probably teach somebody that in a week.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right.
I totally agree.
100%.
Your industry is completely different to ours.
Yeah.
5 years to be time served doing our industry. There's no courses. So they come in apprenticeship level. And we all know what apprentices are like. they're rubbish. They're not worth the money. So when you're in a busy environment, there's no time to train people. You've got no time to carry people along. And if you are running a little bit, you're keeping your margin sensible, you perhaps haven't got the extra money to carry somebody in the business either. So that's why it's quite difficult for us to expand very quickly. We have to bring people in. Like there was a crossover when we changed staff before, so we evaluated whether we wanted to keep. So when we brought Jeff in, for recent times, when we brought Jeff in, we had a crossover with the old staff member. Was we going to go with both of them, or was ultimately one of them going to leave at some point? You know, and that worked the way it worked, and it was the way it was without saying anything too publicly about it. But Jeff came in and zero experience, been able to train him from scratch. The guy is model employee, real nerd level attention to detail. I mean, nerd level.
You would never have known he had no experience.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I thought he was like
came
an
in.
engineer or worked on engines or something before.
So he'd filled in occasionally for us when we were busy bolting together in the evenings to top up his last job. So, but when he's been with us a year now, but you will have noticed when he very first came in, he did no front-facing stuff. He was just backroom building. Now he's backroom building and fitting. Well, no, midway through the year he was backroom building, fitting. Now he's repairing as well. By April, May this year, I would consider him being able to fix any machine off his own back, no fuss. Any of our alpha stuff he can do already. He's learned it at a nerd level, very fast, very switched on. Absolutely love the guy. Cannot say a bad word. Nobody is to steal my Jeff, right? He's mine. You can all knob off. Right? And compared to Festa's been kicking around with us for years, and that guy's still thick with a fur. And Jeff's running rings around him. But every company needs a gopher, and everybody has their own place, you know, in the company. But yeah, so bringing people along. So no, it's very difficult for us to expand very quickly, but we are going to. So this isn't a blip. This bigger reach that we're getting isn't just
It's just more of a social thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, and as we're building now, 3 years ago, you'd never see one of our machines anywhere. Now, nearly every other picture online you see has got a green machine in the backdrop.
What do you think when you see that?
Oh, it makes me feel all warm inside. It's nothing to do with money or anything. It's just proud. It's just, you know, when I see one for sale, which doesn't happen very often, I'm like, wow, oh, we made that. That's amazing. You know what I mean? You still got like, you know, I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about what we build. You know, I'm not passionate about jet washers anymore, particularly as a thing, because I've done them for so long. The last thing I want to do
about
is
the business and the
but
brand.
I'm passionate about the brand and what we build. And when we find that bit that fixes the solution to the problem. Now, if you want to talk to me about what really gets, you know, semi, right, it's when we actually find a solution to a problem. So you come with, let's use the pole valve, one of the more recent innovations.
The pole, what, sorry?
So we do a valve that just slides onto the top of your scaffold tower that you connect your hose to. Put it on your scaffold tower as you build your scaffold tower, so it takes your hose up with you. It's turned off at the top. It's just a ball valve in a holder. Start your machine up at the bottom. Go up in your scaffold tower. Then you can plug in any accessory you want directly to the pole valve. Turn it on. Away you go.
And it will live on the side.
Lives on the side. You can't get dragged backwards off the scaffold by your hose that's dangling down the back because the pole valve's got the weight. Right? So it's a bit of alpha safety, bit of this.
Mate, you're a smart cookie, you, ain't you?
I also know, and we can't sell them for this reason, but we know people use them for this reason, and we didn't accidentally design it this way because obviously you're not meant to use it this way, right?
God forbid
I've
if
got one
someone
of
done
those
it.
eye twitches as well.
Yeah.
It's a stress, Darren. It's a stress.
But we do know that people have slid them onto their poles because when you're cleaning with a flat surface cleaner, the worst thing in the world is when your foot slips off the foot pedal or off your trigger and it drops and hits the roof and bashes the bearings on your flat surface cleaner. So just turning it on and having it on, and then wheeling it in while it's turned on, and then turning it off.
So you don't have a trigger in that sense. It's literally just the ball valve.
You can't run it like that. It's against all health and safety. I cannot recommend it.
So guys, don't do it.
Yeah.
But I know people that have done that.
Yeah, Darren won't sell you one for that reason.
I will not say it. I will sell you one for the health and safety to go on the side of the scaffold tower, which is what they're designed for. It's coincidence that they'll also fit on your poles.
Talking of the different products you sell, what excites you the most? What product? If you had to give me one product, what would you say is the most
I don't know.
exciting?
That's really hard. That is.
I'll get all the good questions, mate.
I'll still stand by our first proper hot water machine, the compact.
The big boy.
The big boy. And that excites me because nobody else ever was building a machine that wasn't a big chuff-off V-twin on a static machine with a boiler, because they couldn't work out how to generate the extra electricity to run the boiler. So we used modern tech, and we made something in the smallest footprint going for 500 litres. So this is the size of a pellet with 500 litres, and it will fit in a transit van, and will give you hot water.
Do you know what? A good friend of mine's got one of them. I see it regularly. I've seen it on Tuesday, actually. And I'm sure this is the super most basic thing that you've done, but the big button to turn it on just gets my gears going. I absolutely love it. And I think everything's controlled by this big button, and you just press it and everything works, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I really don't want to. I'm not going to talk down any of the others that are on the market, right? So everybody makes
Give VTUF a bit of a break, mate.
Yeah, leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
The share price is through the floor.
So the difference between the stuff that we make and perhaps some of the stuff that other people make is because we understand and know the kit, we don't use the manufactured bundled control panels with them. So you'll see a lot of them out there that will use the Mazzoni boiler. That's not necessarily because the Mazzoni boiler is the best. It's because it's one of the only ones on the market that comes with a pre-built control panel ready to go.
Plug and play.
Plug and play.
So it's like a...
So they literally
simplicity.
get a jet wash that works over here, and then get a boiler that works over here. You've got one control set over there and one control set over there, and they've not put any thought into what they're building. They don't really want to make a nice, user-friendly. It's go there for the boiler, here for the machine, and it's not... I'm not going to say it's not very well thought out, because obviously they are well thought out, but they're not a combined unit. It's not an integrated unit. Because we use other components that are not bundled and build our own control systems for them, you get the simple one
amazing.
button, one switch, one everything, all in one place. We took a little bit of flack, because we trimmed down the sensors on the boilers and the machines. And you could spec them with whatever additions you want, from flame failure through to multiple sensors. We have to chat with you before you buy the kit. What happens over time is, and what happens to even the Mazzoni style boilers, is as the sensors go wrong, they just get chopped out because they're extras. People don't ever repair them and put all the stuff that... So
what would a sensor do?
There's loads of different sensors for loads of different reasons, right? But let's just pick on a pressure switch and a flow switch. So you'll have a pressure switch and a flow switch, and one detects pressure, one detects flow. And you'll usually have two, because if one fails, the other will still work. Experience is one will always fail, but it'll fail, but the other one will still operate the machine. And they're not clever enough to know that, because there's no control panel between those two, on these machines to say that one switch has failed. And the machine keeps running till the second switch fails. So there's no point having two switches. You don't have to have two switches, no point having two switches. So we chopped out the middleman. There's your one switch. You can have flame failure, it's really nice, it's temperamental. You can get control boards that control all kinds of other things, but they don't like being in vans where they're bounced around, it undoes the dry solder. So when you see, and the Mazzoni boilers themselves are really nicely made. right? So people think, oh, you don't sell them because you don't like them. That's not true. There's one in my showroom at the moment. We sell and repair them all day, every day. We just don't fit them to our kit. We do fit them to some of them, but we don't fit them as primary choice because they're expensive. They add another £1,000 onto a build, for example. Where was I going with this? Sensors, wasn't it? Sensors and stuff. So we just trim them out. So you could have this or that, and we don't have the dry boards for going up and down. We just put this sensor on. This is what happens if this sensor goes wrong. Because if your mate who's got his compact, the boiler doesn't come on one day, but the fan's blowing, I'll guarantee a bit of crap's come through and has stuck in his flow switch. 117mm spanner on his van, he can undo his flow switch, clean it out, put it back together again. He hasn't got to run back to us. We can give him that diagnostics because it's simple. So all we've done is we've just built very simple with really robust components, not put any extra fluff in unless you ask for it. Now, there are ones out there, so let's pick on Sid.
Yeah, let's pick on Sid.
Pick on Sid. Sid, are you watching? You best be watching, right?
I don't think he watches. I need to have a word with him, I know.
He did say this is the number 2 podcast in the world.
After what, one episode of his?
And he said that within 30 seconds of the podcast, which actually even made me laugh.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah. We haven't been plotting your demise since or anything.
Yeah.
No, of course. And we didn't match views on the first
We'll take him off the dartboard later.
Yeah, get a dartboard, faces on it, you can knob off. But anyway, let's pick on Sid. What Sid doesn't tell you is Sid is the perfect model of what happens when you employ people, right? And they come in and they use kit and they don't care about the kit. So have you guys got staff yet?
Yeah.
How many?
One.
Not me.
Not you, right? What kit are they using of yours? Jet wash or window cleaning stuff?
He has done a little bit of jet washing, but I'm a bad example. He's good as gold.
Okay.
And he does look up. He has broken some stuff.
So
when
Sid's
he first
staff,
started, but
Sid's staff, very, very, very bad at wrecking stuff. And it became really obvious really quickly with Sid's stuff that the basic system, control system, wasn't suitable for how I was using it. So, I talked about with Dom, it really wasn't. So we put extra sensors on that one because his staff were absolute morons. We'll talk about it on ours, but it's true. They were just destroying the kit. So we put extra stuff on. And the only problems he ever gets now with the extra sensors we put on, but his staff aren't running the kit into the ground. Whereas a one-man operator will run the kit and go, that isn't functioning right, I'm going to switch it off and investigate it. His staff would go,
turn it up.
Kick it, turn it up, carry on. Right? So yes, that's why the two are different. But I'm really proud of it. I mean, fits on a pellet with 500 litres of water, generates its own hot water, and has got an engine that matches the pump size.
It's incredible.
Hasn't got an oversized engine on it with big alternators. It's got a single cylinder with a pump. The battery packs last 3 or 4 days on it if you haven't got solar or plug in at night time or split charge on it. And we've done them in various guises. I mean, I must share some images of the ones that we've done that have gone into agricultural, not on vans, because across the top of the battery pack on the machine, so the battery's sitting in an electric box and the solar panel sits on top and finishes the square off.
Beautiful.
And acts as the water protection for it living out on a trailer or out in literally, we do this thing that goes underneath where Manitou can come in and just pick it up and just dump it in the corner of a shed. And you don't see that because that market isn't on the social media.
Yeah.
It's like a pointless us doing that type of thing. They're the kit that we take to the other shows.
That's just something that they need, right?
How important are them shows to your business, do you reckon?
Difficult. I think that it depends on what you want to hit. I consider most of the shows that we do are complete loss leader examples. So the cheaper you can do the show, as in physical cost of the show, and the minimum amount of staff, the better, because you stand better out of profiting from it, right? If we do our local agricultural show probably every 2, so we rotate the ones that we do every 2 or 3 years, but the people keep the cards at home and they think that they've seen you. We get called after we've not been saying, just saw you at the show. We go, yeah, that was us. Yeah, and they found it from last year because they put all the stuff together. They remembered us from the chat the year before. Exposure and social, great. Do they make a difference? Probably. Could we live without them? Definitely.
Do you find the same goes for the Cleaning Expo?
Complicated.
As far as like profit on the actual show goes?
So, first year, definitely didn't make any money.
Which was when?
3 years ago. Definitely didn't make any money at all. Misjudged the stock to take. So the first year we went, we took a little bit of hand stock, took loads of built machines for people to take off the stand. Not one machine.
Really?
That's surprising, you know.
Yeah. But then I guess you weren't as well known then
Wasn't
either.
that nothing to do with that?
I think so.
No, people don't turn up to the expo to try and carry a machine into the back of their car and take it home. They come to the expo to get the deal and then they want it posted to them.
Right.
It's very true.
Think about it. You've gone in your car. You've not gone in your van. You've gone in your car because the only way you can go is if your missus makes you take the kids. Look at how many kids were at the expo. It's dads with the kids. Because the missus have gone, you're not going on Saturday because you've got to look after the kids.
You're going to have too much fun on your own, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have
They
too
love
much fun.
tearing us down, don't
yeah.
they?
It's
That's what they're there for.
Take these with you.
It's true. We're family people, right? It's true. So they end up taking the kids with them. So they've gone in the car. They're not going to go and buy machines. So the first year we took loads of machines. Second year, we were so busy with the other stuff, we actually didn't have any stock at all built to take because we couldn't get the frames made quick enough.
Yeah, that was the first year we saw you.
Probably, the first year you saw us, I'd literally got the pickup with a customer's machine on the back of it that was going in on the Monday.
Yeah.
Right, that was it. There was nothing else there. Do you remember we just had the two beer tables?
You had one empty. I'm sure it might have had an engine. It was the tiny one.
Yeah, but
just
it
an
wasn't
engine
fully,
and a reel.
it wasn't fully built. It was just there.
I think it was just engine and nothing else.
And we got two beer tables.
Yeah,
Right.
that
we-
pulled in some people. Definitely.
Yeah, well, of course, everybody's mimicked it now, haven't they? Right? And then last year, we got a better balance. So we had one of each of the stock for people to look round, and then we had even more staff. So we had something like 9 staff plus me manning that. Now, you just think about
Mate, wages is
3
colossal,
days,
yeah.
9 staff, weekend,
Nothing going on back at the studio either.
nothing going on back at home. And the build up to that, I had quite a heated discussion with Mark, who runs the Expo. So I'd said, look, the Expo's quite an expensive thing to do. And to be fair to Mark, the stands are not that expensive. They're not, right? But it costs an absolute fortune. So I'm trying to explain that it probably costs us anywhere between 8 and 15 grand to go and do the Expo. And people go, how is that possible? Well, we start the prep for the Expo a month before the gig. So we have one person a month before the gig, minimum one person, packaging up the fittings because the fittings come in bags.
Yeah.
The bags are not suitable to take to the Expo because what there is at the Expo is loads of theft.
Is it really?
Yes. People put in little fittings, and a little fitting can cost 25 quid in the pocket if it's loose, which is why everything on our stand, and now everybody else's, if you watch how everybody's evolved,
Behind the
it's
table.
now behind, because when it was on the tables
It's
are
so
full,
busy as well, you
three-
can't see what's going on.
Exactly, right? Whether it's on purpose or not on purpose, and it's not a slight on the show neither. This happens at any show where it's at the front.
Well, we know pet cleaners are scumbags anyway.
I wasn't saying that.
It's all right, Darren, I'll do it for you, mate, you scumbags.
But back to the show. So I'm saying, look, I have a person then doing this before. A week before and a week after, we basically have to stop all the work that we're doing to get the trailer ready, load it, get the extra stock on, do the stuff. So we've then got maybe 5 people the week before, 5 people the week after, putting the place back to normal. The wage bill for doing that is thousands, right? Then you've got the lost work. So there'll be some people that won't understand that you're doing the show, that won't wait for their stuff to be done. That all gets factored into the cost. So suddenly this starts to cost a serious amount of money to go and do. Do we make a profit from that? Well, when you're starting from such a deficit, breaking even is an achievement, if I'm honest with you. And the target would be to break even from something like that, but have the exposure to carry
you through,
for the
repeat
year.
custom from
So,
new customers and stuff.
You know, to be absolutely clear, the stands are not expensive at all. And the show is a good show to go to. Should people go there? Definitely. It is more of a, in my opinion, I think it's more of a social than a place to go and buy. Definitely for us, if you want to buy something equipment-wise, the Expo's not the right place to do it. Fittings and stuff, yes, we'll give discount. Equipment, you'll get a better deal getting exactly what you want by ringing us any day of the week, not Expo week. Expo week is going to be these preset things with this preset discount. That will not fit everybody. You will end up with the fuss and mire of whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't fit or it doesn't work. I don't like doing that. So it's a good place to come for little fittings. A lot of the other people might do discount on the machines, but again, I'd be wary about buying the right bit of kit. Is the Expo the right place to stand and have a half an hour chat with somebody about the right bit of kit? Probably not when it gets busy. I know the first year I did the Expo, everybody knew of us, but it wasn't a massive thing.
I'm sure Sid had his compact the
Sid
first
had
year.
his, yeah.
Yeah, so
But second year, every supplier knew who I was and came and found me. And we ended up that massive queue off the beer table, people queuing up to speak to me. And I mean, I had people coming up to me going, can we pitch it with you? Can I have an autograph? Can I have that? And I'm like, dude, I'm just a guy that fixes jet washes. I didn't know how to react. Now I'm a bit more chill with it. I sort of take it as it is and we joke about it. You know, there's that, I have regularly big blurry guys come into our place and they're like, I'll be walking past him and go to the meeting. That's Darren. That's Darren. That's the one I was telling you about. That's the one I watched him on YouTube. I've seen him. And I'll be like, are you all right, guys? And
He spoke to me.
He spoke to me. Yeah, that type of thing. And I'm like, and I'm still like, I can't believe, you know, I don't know how to explain. I can't believe that aspect.
it's weird, isn't it?
And then I'll get the whole, I'm not gay out, but can I be pitched up with you out the front? You don't think this is us going, hey, oh. It's a lot of the time, it's don't forget to have a picture tuck. Can we have a hat? You know, there's so much of that goes on. And I don't know whether it's my personality that started that or because we've supported the community. I don't know how that aspect has arrived.
It's definitely you as a person.
It's totally your personality, yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
If you as an arsehole, doesn't matter how much you do for the community, people aren't going to warm to you. They're not going to like you.
Bless. That's the first time.
It's totally though, isn't it?
In my life, that's the first time I've not been called an arsehole. Thanks, guys.
But this is just for the viewers, Darren. This is what you come across like on camera. We know what you really like. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Downstairs, I've got a gun to the head going, I am coming on your podcast or else. In it, blood.
Probably wasn't the last time I spoke to you. I spoke to you a little while ago about a potential of sorting out one of your systems to provide hot water to the window cleaning. Did you ever manage to fix that?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
No.
How did you? No?
No. I'll show you. We'll install one, but I'm not going to tell you about it on here.
So they're available to buy?
If you make a phone call.
There you go, people.
So, really, I'll tell you why. There's a load of stuff going on that I'm not going to tell you about.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you
Stop
about
that
it.
there then.
I'm not going to tell you about it. I'll tell you why I'm not going to tell you about it. Because there are a bunch of people in business that are too lazy to think for things for themselves, but they're very good at copying what other people do.
Yeah.
In the real world, we call them the Chinese. In the jet wash world, it's name any other person making kit that can't be bothered to develop stuff themselves. Our pole valve is a perfect example of that. We launched the pole valve. Everybody does their own version, but nobody improves upon it. In fact, they all make a slightly worse version.
That says everything you need to know, really, doesn't it?
So the moment I tell you what we've done,
How it works. It's
how
going
it
to be
works.
replicated.
It'll be replicated because they can't think for themselves. All I'll say is I found a way to reliably use the equipment that you'd use for your jet wash and have it fitted and use it at the same, not the same time, but on the same van with the same setup to also do the same for your water, for your hot water cleaning.
I think that's huge.
Okay? So
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah,
Two
you're going
birds, one
to
stone.
get your phone's going to be
all
off
I
the
will
hook.
say, all I will say to everybody is combination machines, and all my competitors are going to copy this now because none of them really advertise doing combination stuff. In fact, I've rarely seen any. I've seen the odd one turn up. We've been doing stacks for ages now. Combination is the way forward, but I can't put combinations on the website because everybody wants it doing a different way.
Yeah. They're more custom, right?
More custom. So that type of stuff, just make a phone call. I'm not saying we're the only people that can make them.
Could you do a textbook combination pressure washing window cleaning machine?
Yes.
That's not necessarily a 500 for the pressure washer. You could do a 21 litre pressure washer with a 250 tank, second 250 tank for window cleaning. So you're not necessarily tailored to one or the other. You just do a bit of both.
Yep. It
And that could
exists.
just
Cedar's
be
got one.
That could just be a textbook. You can buy this on the website.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
got one, you say?
So Cedars has already got that basic thing. He's just got extra manifolds on his. He's
So
basically
he can
got that.
use 500 litres of water.
He just happens to have valves on the back of his, so he can swap and change between which tanks do what. And he hasn't got the demand DI. But our compact, if you've got a tall roof van, our compact machines, I'll send you a picture when I get back. There's one built at the moment waiting to go out. We've been building them with 2 DI vessels on it with window cleaning hose. You know, you've got your switch to turn the machine on, and there's a little panel next to it with your pump controller panel there, your pump hidden nicely where your pump needs to be, and all built in as one thing. So you just pull the hose out with your jet wash hose and away you go. We've been doing, have you seen our triple reel machine?
The BM.
We call it the BMXL.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. It's got window cleaning, the fill, and the high pressure. Yeah,
All on it.
yeah.
So yes, it exists. No, it doesn't exist on our website yet because we've done probably 20 of those units. Doesn't exist on the website because, again, people have asked for it. Not everybody wants that setup. It's very unique. You have to have a tall roof van for it to work.
I suppose also you'd have 10,000 pictures, wouldn't you, if you photographed everything you built?
I just can't possibly do it.
Yeah.
I keep on having to do little skits on social media going, look, we get a lot of abuse, by the way, a lot of grief from people going, why can't I find this on your website? I'm like, dude, it's bespoke equipment
I
that's made
think
for
you're
you.
missing a huge trick not doing long form videos, building these custom machines, man. I would watch the hell out of that.
Well, now, here we go. The build-up we did at Christmas with the short skits each day was our experiment of whether we're going to go to
Because
the
that
trouble of
was
building them.
that was a big van, wasn't it?
Big van.
I'm thinking of the right one.
Yeah.
And they had like a fully custom.
Yeah, so the customer-
you ply line you wrapped the floor and
Yeah,
stuff.
so the customer came to us, empty van. We want the van lining, we want the floor protecting, we want lights, we want this machine. And then on drop-off, by the way, this is our old machine. Can you put an extra tank in and make this work? You know, after everything's already been pre-made to the spec. Yeah, we'll make that happen. They wanted a workbench. And we had
What,
some-
all in the van?
yeah, it's incredible. Bro.
Wow,
You've
that
got to
sounds
check
great.
it out. It's so
Yeah,
good.
we had nothing. How can I put this now? What we have that we never get with anybody else is time. So whenever we see people, we have them for 5 hours of a day. So they want to turn up in the morning, have it done, go home. We never ever get time, right? Never. This company come along and I've gone, look, if you want that, we're going to have to wait for paint to dry. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do that. I need your van for a week. No problem. Van gets delivered, we get a week. So I'm like, oh, this is great. We finally get a chance to bolt something together. Should have been done within a couple of days, apart from things drying, except on drop-off, the customer dropped on, I would like an additional tank to apply TFR to lorries, and we'd like it to, can you do that? I'm like, Yeah, a bit of notice would have been nice. Where,
Yeah.
Where do you want the? Yeah, this is on the drop off.
Yeah.
We'd like this. We'd like an extra 500 litres because there's room in the van. So can you just sort of strap that in while you're at it? Oh, while we're at it, we brought our old machine. It was a Chinese machine. Can you sort of mount that in the van with another reel as well? While you're, this is at drop off.
Would you need another couple of days?
Well, I said, well, we're not going to be able to make it out of green because that'll add 2 weeks to the job by the time it's been manufactured and powder coated and all the rest of it. I says, and it's going to blow your budget. These guys had got a 25 grand budget and they couldn't go past it. I'm like, look, we're under budget and this is going to completely destroy your budget. And I said, but I reckon we can make some out of Unistraw. I think it'll look all right. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, finished off. I said, it is an add-on. And I went, yeah, that'd be mint. Do it. So on the fly, yeah, we invented this twin stacker reel on the side door, got the machine on top of one of the tanks to keep the footprint small, added the extra bits and got it done, and we still completed it in the week. But that's why some of the videos on there going... So, back to the question, we were experimenting with seeing what the views were like over doing builds and seeing what would happen if we did it. What happened with that drip feed is we had about 15 people come into the shop to look at the van while we were doing it.
Yeah.
Because it was Christmas week. Everybody had finished. So they've come in, oh, come to look at the van. You're not going to buy anything. No, come for a coffee, look at the van. They always come at lunchtime, so I have to buy them lunch as well. You know what I mean? Time it right. So, yes, we're going to start doing it, but I can only do it when we get given time. So
yeah, I think it'll go down the tree.
If it's a 5-hour window, there's no time for us to set. At the moment, anyway, I've just about learnt how to do 1.5 minute videos and edit 1.5 minute videos quickly and get them out.
Yeah, I think the first time they see a compact go in or whatever would be cool, but then that's that done. But those custom jobs where you're going to get the van dropped off and they're going to take you, and it's a full from nothing to something.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Huge potential.
By the time we'd got, the weather was so bad as well, and the new place, we're going to have a build area for the vans inside.
Yeah.
But we did that outside because it was such a big van. We physically couldn't fit the van and work at the same time. And the weather was so bad while we were trying to do it. I couldn't put a camera up on time lapse.
No.
The mistake I made is I should have done a couple of more minutes regularly through the day at different points. Just the same style as what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But marker
Just
points through the day.
more of an update,
But the other thing that happened is we booked that in on that week because traditionally that's dead across all industries. So Christmas week, everybody packs in. Nobody does anything that week. The cleaning's done the week before. Nobody's really open. Everybody's on DOS off mode, right? Nobody does anything. So we're thinking we've got an empty week. All around, this will be a great thing. Nope, the world fell out of its arse that week. We ended up having our best ever December on record because of that week and a bit that van was in because of everything else that went on around it. It was mega.
That's good. It's good though. It's good. You can't complain.
I am complaining. I was supposed to have had a steady Christmas. I ended up going in and working between Christmas and New Year on the quiet. Because the other thing that happened, we did the Christmas giveaway. So I was trying to hook up with one of the other channels that we work with a lot. And it just, they were busy, we were busy. It just never really happened as a joint thing. You guys were probably a bit far away, or else we would have done it with you guys. But I wanted to do something with the giveaway. We'd had such a good year. It's like, let's give a little bit back. All the other companies were very much, we'll do a discount on this or we'll do a deal on that. We were just like, you know what? Let's just give some stuff away. We were going to give a jet wash away when we got to 1,000 subs on YouTube. But I accidentally did a dancing video of my daughter, which gained us 650 subs in one evening from America.
That's quality.
You ain't shipping it over there, are you?
Right. So on that video on day 3,
Yeah.
2-hour window, the Americans got hold of it. It did 100,000 views in 2 hours.
No way.
Right, and
On
it's like,
social
I
media.
wake up in the morning, and it's just miming over the top of it, and she comes round, bitches in the hood and all this business, and the Americans were all on because she was 13, going, oh, wash your mouth out with soap, and full on like 100 comments, like, ugh. And I'm like, oh, thanks. I'm like, this is new. Nobody ever comments on our YouTube. Our YouTube was dead. We couldn't really build it. TikTok's easy, Facebook's easy, YouTube, as you guys know.
Very
Very,
difficult, yeah.
very hard. Mainly because YouTube will let you view the content without being a member or subbing to it. Whereas Facebook, you have to be a member of Facebook to view anything on Facebook. And the same with TikTok, really.
Yeah, you've got to have an account. and
You've got to have
stuff,
an
yeah.
account. And while you're there, you see something you like, you hit save. Well, save is virtually subscribe, but, it's the same button, really. So they're dead easy, I think, as a platform to grow on. But YouTube really hard. That night, honestly, the sub count did that. I passed 1,000. 2 mornings earlier, I'd filmed a video saying that when we get to 1,000 subs,
You're
we're
going
going to
to
give this away.
Mate.
I had a chance to edit it. Honestly, this is the truth. I had the time to edit it. Nancy, who's with us downstairs, she'd come to me and she'd be going, Dad, let's do these videos. I want to do one of these videos. And I'm like, oh, I can't learn it. I don't want to do it. It's not really for me. She's going, oh, Dad, come on. Be a cool dad. And I'm like,
Got to get
okay.
there. Yeah.
I'll do it. So I did it, and it was just I might as well put it out on the channel. Yeah, show people I'm human. I'm trying to mix in a bit of personal with a bit of business to try and grow the channel. Just get past those limits to try and get the reach to the right people. And that one night, honestly, she was sat, and my phone was going bing, 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 and the views literally do this, and then they do that,
Yeah.
and then they come back down the other side. But yeah, 2 hours, day 3, randomly 8 till 10 at night, which the Americans must have just woken up.
Yeah.
It must have hit some trend or something happened. I can't tell. I don't know. I've tried to replicate it. Cannot replicate
It's
it.
not possible.
My fail video of me dancing did about 16,000 views. Nothing like the 100,000. That was a steady build. The other ones completely flopped. It's like I can't replicate
It's
it.
tough.
So anyway, we're giving the giveaway. I was going to give it away. 1,000 subs didn't work. So we did the giveaway over Christmas. And that kept me really busy. We're trying to do the van.
It's a lot.
The phone's off the hook. We're trying to film giveaways every day. So I ended up working between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
And then New Year's Eve, I'm at home doing a live giveaway for a jet wash, which it was 100% legit. There was no raffle where it ends up with your mate, which I'm not quite sure how that works, but it's happened several times with some of the
Yeah, I've
raffles.
seen that. Yeah.
Right? But this was genuine, film, random number generator, Excel sheet with all the names off the comments, filmed it while I was doing it, and it happened to be a guy from 20 miles away from us that's never used us.
Really?
Dead local, never used us.
Wow.
How mad is that?
Came in, he's like, oh my God.
Never let anything come alive.
I did that short video, didn't I, of me
Yeah.
giving it away. I'm like, sad face, do you know what I mean? Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
Right, Darren, let's wrap up this podcast now. It's been a couple of hours. Tell everyone about your new podcast and let them know where they can find it.
We don't have to do that on here, mate.
Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, that's enough.
We'll just remind you, number one. When you get a bunch of new views, you know where they come from, Darren.
Well, actually, we're thinking of sending you some of our viewers next week.
Yeah.
No, so it's not a secret that me and Sid Partridge are really good friends, and we've been doing stuff for a bit. So I've cameoed on his channel, and it's trended really well. So whenever I've been on, all of his comments are like, "You guys should do more together." I mean, he sort of sat down and said, "Oh, let's do a podcast," but we don't really want to do a podcast. There's nothing wrong
Good
with
start.
it.
Good start.
Yeah, good start, right? You guys have got this nailed, right? And there's a bunch of other people across all industries that do this type of thing. This is industry standard. This isn't me. I can't do this week in, week out. I can't sit and listen to people waffle on about their lives. I'm not in it for that. I want to enjoy it. So me and Sid said, look, let's do something, but let's not just do this. We've got to do a little bit of this. But really, we want to imagine Grand Tour, the show where they're off dicking about on adventures. Let's just film us dicking about on adventures. Get the audience to challenge us to something, and let's go and do it. It'll be funny because actually, when me and Sid are in a natural environment, it's quite a funny dynamic. It's pretty cool. So we've been saying, let's do it, and we've got an area like this to build a studio to do the first bit. And Sid is way more anal than me about this production element. He is very, if we're going to do it, it must be right, it must be good. And that's obviously how he built his channel and his following at the beginning. His most recent stuff, wind him up a little bit. But he wanted it to be right. So we sort of delayed getting it started. And in the end, we had no choice but to film it wherever we were. And we were supposed to, this morning, have filmed episode 2, but while we were driving somewhere.
Okay, interesting.
But he's ill. He got hurt with his throat and AIDS and all the rest of it.
Fucking hell.
So he ran me up like at 6:30. I'm dying. I can't do it. So we might do it tomorrow morning if he's recovered. But yeah, so we're just sort of dipping our toes in a little bit. We've kind of thrown it out there that one of the first things that people could choose for us to do is we're going to task Sid something mechanical to do, and he can be my lackey.
Something.
Or, and we've picked roof cleaning, like solar panel cleaning, mainly because mine need doing at home. So save paying somebody to do it. I can do it myself with Sid's kit. No, but for those that know me, know that I'm not scared of anything in life apart from heights.
Oh, it's definitely going to be that one then.
Right, I cannot get up more than 2 steps. And I'm shaking like a nog. I'm bad. I mean, bad with heights.
Are you sure you're going to be all right cleaning the solar panels?
I'm going to have a choice, am I? This is why it would be funny. Right? And by the same token, Sid doesn't know one end of a spanner from another. Right? Right? And I'm going to whip him like a whipping boy, right, in the workshop.
I think you should do both. That sounds brilliant.
Oh, yeah, probably both. So we said we'd do a little bit of that. We're both car people. And I did say this on my podcast. I've watched Sid drive. Sid is what I would consider to be a very average driver. He's one of those
enthusiast more than
worse than an enthusiast. He's one of these people that when he was taught how to drive, he puts his foot down on the clutch when he's coasting up to a junction. That's not how you drive a car.
Drive on the wheels.
Right? You clutch out, slow down in your gears, right? Which means that put him in a track or a fast environment, he's going to come up to a corner, put his foot in his clutch, turn around and roll it and be a mess. So I've been ribbing him about being a bang average driver, so we're going to go and do some track days together. We're probably going to go do some road trips where we're sat in the car, sort of, I'm not going to say Max and Paddy style because that's not quite.
Be brilliant.
It's good though.
So
I think
that's kind of what we want to do. There'll be the odd guest that will come along, but we don't want to keep it exclusive to this sector. We're going to try. It's why we've called it what we've called it. It's beyond. That was the whole concept behind the name, Beyond the Blast, beyond our day job. It's not about our day job anymore. It's what we do after our day job. It's maybe an insight into our lives and what we do. It's going to take a little while to manifest to that. As you guys found, it took a while for you to manifest into your format and where you wanted to be. And this might be slightly different to what you first envisaged it would be when you started. It might be identical to what you thought, but I think that you start with great ideas and they become something different and something epic as you work.
Yeah, you just tweak bits here and there.
Change and tweak it. I mean, your studio is ace, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
This is a nice place to be. What everybody can't see the other side of the camera is all the naked women on the posters, and it's like a fucking workshop.
Yeah, that's for us, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You can't see the messy kitchen at the other end. You know what I mean? It's open brick wall.
The 35,000 boxes of leaflets.
the fridge with the beers in, the bin with all the empty beer bottles because they're alkies. You can't see any of that behind the camera. Just this corner.
This is the nicest unit.
Yeah. I joke, of course.
This is the only bit that gets cleaned as well.
You come in and hoover it. Do you have a cleaner?
No.
We've got a cleaner this year. That's how much we've expanded.
There you go.
We have a cleaner coming 2 days a week.
I've been doing it, but I have considered getting someone in because we're not here loads. We could probably get away with once every 2 weeks, but
yeah. Dust will be your biggest problem, won't it?
Stuff gets on the carpet. I don't know if it's the like the industrial carpet they use in these units, but it just holds on to stuff. And I don't know where it comes. I hoover, and then like the next day there's just like.
I've just
stuff.
noticed I've come in with my shoes on.
No, you're
And
right.
you guys have not got your shoes on.
No, but I'll take my.
We got a bit of a
socks off, so I get
sock.
hot.
We got a bit of a sock following for some reason.
You
out-
wouldn't. Oh, I'm
out of
going
nowhere.
to tell you this, right?
Hold on, wait there. Are you on OnlyFans with
No,
your
no,
feet?
No,
Mate, this
right.
is
This
weird.
This
It's so
is
weird.
mental, right? So we get roughly 700 views an episode. Like me and Dan episode, not the guests. The guest episodes do better. But me and Dan do roughly 700. It's like clockwork.
Yeah,
Right?
that's your following,
And then
isn't it?
every month it goes up maybe 50 on average. So that it just slowly goes up, right? We had an episode where I took my shoes off at the start of the episode. It's done nearly 2,000 views, and I've had 4 comments about my feet.
About socks.
About socks. Can you put your feet on the table next time?
The weirdest
feet was
thing.
the best thing about this episode. Like, we've hit some sort of dark corner of YouTube. And I think what's happened is someone's seen it and then sent the video into their
Works
fetish,
Yeah, into their sock
fetish
window.
Fetish?
WhatsApp, and then all the feet people have come to watch the episode.
Really?
And
It's
also,
done
but
1,000
also,
views more
it is
than normal.
comfy. And when he said it to me, I was like, yeah, we actually should try and make a conscious effort to take our shoes off the carpet because it will last longer.
So that explains all the different coloured socks hung up downstairs then. It's like, I'll pick these.
That's why
ones
we got the
today.
ball gag and the gimp mask downstairs as well.
So the question is, have you got a shop where they can buy you used socks?
I was considering it.
Because if you honestly,
I thought
if you-
extra form of income.
genuinely, if you genuinely think that this is fetish people, I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
it, right? This can be no different, and I don't know this personally, but I've heard of it, than the dirty knicker buying,
Yeah.
right?
Maybe we'll pin some to the wall with a price tag on it and just wait for the
I
comments to roll
I
in.
do think though the key thing is to take them off worn and lock them zip
Yeah,
lock
they
them
like
down.
the
And
smell,
they'll
don't
sweat.
they?
They'll
You
all
wear
sweat,
them all
don't they?
day
Yeah.
for work.
Let the water from the pressure washer soak into them a little
This
bit.
is going down a dark path, isn't
Yeah,
it? Right,
yeah.
but zip locking them together. I reckon you'll get 25 quid a pair. You know.
Sealed for freshness.
Sealed, well, not freshness, is it? It's sealed for the stench, isn't it? Oh, and it's extra money to have them for extra days. I'll wear the same pair 2 days going.
Yeah. Double bubble.
Oh, double bubble. Can you
Mate,
imagine?
imagine that.
Oh, that's. Do you know
Steve
what?
will have a pair.
It's like this.
He likes feet.
We're struggling to get the channel monetized, but our socks do
Yeah.
dead well.
Right, Darren.
It's
I'm
been a
going to get
pleasure.
you to say our little silly silly
God,
catchphrase
not
because
a
you mentioned it as a
catchphrase.
silly catchphrase at the end. You know what we say, didn't you?
No, I don't
don't.
watch. I do.
You don't.
honestly.
You do. You must know.
Stay
it.
You
clean.
remember
isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
of course
is.
it is.
Do we have to do that? We have to do that.
Yeah, you got to stand up and dance. We might get more views.
100,000 views.
That'd be lovely.
How incredible is that?
Go
Right.
search the video, by the way, because actually I say 100,000. It's on 99.3.
So let's get it
And
over.
my daughter would really like
Yeah,
it.
we'll
to go
stick
past
it on
100,000.
repeat when we get downstairs. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'm over the moon we managed to get this episode back and re-recorded. But I've been Ryan,
I've been Dan.
and remember,
Stay cleaning.
hey, mate,
Thank
that
you.
was fucking brilliant.